We're ready for you. All right. I don't think we need the light today, so can you put on the slides? He's putting out, then put it up. Put that up. Oh, I think we still need the light here. Bring it here. Yeah, that's okay. All right. Okay. So today is day 2, and our subject today is
God is a God of order.
yes, God is a God of order. Tony, but mo je 3 years need to Sasha. Me yedim stood na so de le yedim. So, God is a God of order. Hello, this is not working. Can somebody put it on? Oh, I need to do something here. Oh, okay, maybe. Okay, let me try. Okay, good. It's okay. God wants us to do everything in order, all right?
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
God wants us to do everything in order.
Okay. Are we on Facebook, YouTube? Good. So God, because God is a God of order, He wants us to do everything in order. And from what we did yesterday, I'm sure we understood, we saw the importance of order. I think that guy might need this. Somebody get it? Okay, here we go. I'm going to cut today, so I need to rush with you and quickly finish and to cut. So
1 Corinthians 14 verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
let everything be done decently and in order. So there is something about decency and order. So when we come to Africa, for example, and we see all the dirt and all the, everything out of order, everything upside down, we cannot say we know God. God is not, is it palat? What is the word I'm looking for? Yeah, God is not compatible. Yeah, that's the word. God is not compatible with disorder. It's not compatible. God and disorder and disorderliness, God and chaos are two different opposite directions. Are totally different. So for somebody to believe in God, to say he believes in God or she believes in God, and at that, not assure order, not secure order, and not get rid of chaos, they have the wrong understanding of God. It's a warped understanding of God. The understanding of God of such person must have been very faulty. Because the Bible says that let thy kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Now, for the kingdom of God to come on earth as it is in heaven, it means that earth has to be transformed to reflect how heaven looks like. And so, how is heaven? How does heaven look like? And what should we make the earth to look like? It should look similar to heaven. So, what is heaven like? The Bible says heaven is so organized. Heaven is so clean that even if you walk the street, you think you are walking on gold. So that is the ideal. No? Oh. That is the ideal of heaven that we are all supposed to strive towards. On earth, that is what we are supposed to be duplicating. Okay, even if you don't get to that ideal, chaos is not the closest to that ideal. Disorderliness is not the closest to the ideal of heaven. At least the closest, nearest to the ideal of heaven will be order, perfect order. So to know God is to know order. Okay, here we go.
That means we have.
So let's read it again.
Okay. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 40. Let all things be done decently and in order.
We are going to deal with those words soon. The word decent and the word order. Your eyes are going to be open. So when we go to church, this is one of the gains of being a Christian. This is one of the blessings of going to church and reading the Bible. If you are reading the Bible and you know the God of the Bible and you don't get this part, you have been deceived. That was me. I remember when I went to Israel. In Israel, if you look at a city like this, a town, I mean, like maybe you have 1,000 houses, you could tell where Israeli houses were and where Palestinian houses were, Muslim houses were. Who would tell me how you would tell? Because if you see, okay, you see 1,000 houses, and you could say this one is Israeli, this one is Palestinian, this one is Israeli. Because even without knowing who is living there, even without finding out who is living there, you can tell. Why did I so early? You are discovering that my mic is not working. They cannot hear me. I'm sure this is not the first time they just said it. I'm sure they have been saying it for a few minutes. But if they cannot hear me, definitely I've been speaking for the past 10 minutes. Please, they have not been hearing me for the last 10 minutes. Oh, okay. Okay, like I was saying, if you go to Israel, when I went to Israel, the one way to know who are not Christian, who are Jewish, Judeo-Christian believers, Jews, and who are Muslims, is to look at their houses. And if you go to Africa, if you use that criteria as the Jews are using to find out who is a Muslim and who is a Christian, who is a Jew and who is a Bible-believing Christian and who is a Muslim. Jews also believe in the Bible to some extent. So then they will say all Africa is are Muslims, because the criteria is this: a Palestinian is living in a house that what concerns him, what bothers him, is that he gets a house and stuff inside the house, but it never caters for the surrounding. It doesn't plant trees beside his house. It doesn't bring nature to his house. It doesn't have trees, and it doesn't have flowers. It doesn't create beauty outside. It doesn't make sense to him. It creates beauty inside. He doesn't see the need for trees. Why should you build a house and put trees? But the Jews, you don't see a Jewish house without seeing green, trees. Unless it's still under construction. What's the difference between the two? Beauty, nature. The house could be, if you just like in Africa, in fact, people come to build a house in Africa, they clear the trees. They will bring caterpillar to clear the tractor to remove the trees completely. And that is the reason why people are supposed to live outside the city. That's why you go to suburbs, because you need the trees. Because the trees give you more oxygen than you get in the city. The only other things that can compete with trees with the benefit of the health benefit and oxygen is the river, ocean, river, if you're at the beach. If you have a house at the beach or on the mountain. Otherwise, people leave the city where there are no trees so that they will be able. But in Nigeria, Everywhere is tree. They went and remove everything so that you not even see tree. Because they have lived in jungles all their life. So now that they want to build a house, they don't want to build a house near tree. They think it's a jungle, is remaining in the jungle. But the Christian concept has not been brought down to us, which is the fact that God is a God of beauty. God is a God of heaven is beautiful. And to be Christian is to duplicate heaven and earth. That's what it means to be Christian. You duplicate heaven and earth. So if heaven is beautiful, you cannot but create beauty around you. That's why beauty is important. Cleanliness is important for the Christian. Even why I mentioned the Jews is because they read the same Bible from the Old Testament. And even they don't have the New Testament, they still understand that concept. That you have to duplicate heaven on earth. But the Palestinians, they read Quran. Quran. I'm not sure if Quran has that concept of duplicating heaven on earth. That's why they couldn't duplicate heaven on earth. They're just looking for their own comfort. They are not creating beauty around. But although if you go to Dubai, maybe it's different there. So, but what I'm saying is, God is like this. God is a God of order, cleanliness, beauty. Anything that is opposite that is not Christian. So Lagos is not Christian. Nigeria is not Christian, if you are going to look at it in forms of order. In fact, it's paganistic. Pagans don't care about that. Pagans care only about their well-being. Pagans never care about road. Go to any paganistic society, you will never see good road. Go to any paganistic society, you will never see good cities. Because this good idea of a good city is coming from the cities of heaven. That are duplicating what is in heaven on earth. And heaven is full of Jerusalem, the heavenly Jerusalem, the mansions of heaven. That is where the concept of cities come from. So there are no concept of city in paganism. That's why paganistic societies, idolistic societies, don't have good cities or good things. They don't create cars in paganistic societies. Why? Because angels don't fly in their own place. They don't create planes. Because Christians have angels flying, but they don't. Okay, let's go ahead.
That means we have to study order. If we don't understand what order means, we can't do everything in order.
Put off that light. I want them to look at this. What is that one on top? Pencils, right? And crayons. That's one of the things I used to like when I was in primary school, even in my own village. I've seen crayons, a pack of crayons. Is it crayons you call them? Colored pencils? Okay, I've seen that a few times. They used to come very well packaged like that. They call them crayons in our place. But that's a company that produced it. But I think it's real colored something. You see the way it's set up very well. But look at the shirts. What do you call it? The closet, huh? Is it the closet? This is a man's closet here. Wardrobe, you call it, right? This is a man's wardrobe here. Everything is ironed out, isn't it? You see? Who thinks about this? Who thinks about doing this? You only iron when you want to go to town, isn't it? Huh? You should iron only 5 minutes before you put it on, isn't it? Why should you get everything ironed and hanging ahead of time? Huh? Who does that? Who does that? Hmm? Do you do that? Do you do that? Are you from Africa?
Yeah, definitely.
You don't need to tell me. You don't need to tell me. If you don't do that, I know where you are from. Uh-huh. Is it from my own country?
Yes, sir.
That's the way you look like. Oh, how many of you have seen my closet, my wardrobe, my closet?
Yes.
You think have you seen it?
Yeah.
On the fourth floor?
Yeah, and not the fourth
This one. This one is not my closet. I mean, where I live, you've not seen my closet. That's the way everything is hanging. Shirts, suits, T-shirts. You think I'm the one who is as smart as that? These are one of the things I learned when I got to Europe. In my own place, you think I saw a hanger? I know they exist. That's just enough about it. Knowing that they exist, that's just about it. Is there any way to make that big? Hello, girls. Hey. Is there any way to make that big? This is what I'm talking about. Is there any way to show it and make it, zoom it in on it? It's very clear? Good. For me, personally, when I was living in Africa, what a profanity. What a profanity. They don't have job. How can a sort of man just sit down and be ironing all the shirts? I just hang them. Do I know when I'm going to wear it? Just sit down. And the whole thing, 1 hour, 2 hours, I'll just be ironing. Then when you finish, nobody's wearing it. Just go and hang it. And then the trousers, everything, the same thing. How will you be doing that? Who will do that? No, it is when you know you are going out that you begin to look for electricity. That NEPA, I hope they will not. Everybody's complaining on NEPA, but nobody, when the NEPA is here, nobody tries to iron their head. Because there is no orderly thinking in people's mind. It's not there. For example, if you go to my closet right now, my wardrobe, all the clothes that are there, ironed, some of them have been ironed there for the past 2 years. I've not even touched it. And they are looking clean like this. But I have an added advantage because I have people helping me. I have people, I have people in the house here. That's their own ministry. That's their work. But what I'm saying is that where I come from, those things don't exist. Even if you're a millionaire. Even the millionaire just comes and brings out a cloth and says, that's what I'm wearing this morning, go and iron it. Even if he has a maid, it doesn't come to the man's head and to the maid's head that they have to just put order. What is order? Order is not a value system where I'm calling from. Maybe cleanliness to some extent, but not order. I mean, why should you just do order for nothing? Even if you are rich, go to the house of the rich people in Nigeria. Order is not a priority. It's not a value system. But if we know that God is a God of order, let's put on the light. Like this light. If we know that God is a God of order, then order must become our priority too. I want to hear you guys. What do you people think about that? What I've been talking about order and about African culture and order. Is it our culture here? Let me hear. Don't pretend as if I'm the only one who knows what I'm talking about. As if people don't have an idea. Because for example, I wouldn't know this if I don't have anything to compare it to. This is one of the things I learned from the white people, personally. But if I had not interacted with them, because I know a lot of our African people, even the ones who say they have order and they are organized, when you meet with the real white people, you will discover that we have to learn. Those are one of the things that I learned when I got here. Because I've been here for 30 years, so I have to learn. What do you think about what I'm saying? I'm lying.
No,
I'm lying against your countrymen.
No, sir. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. For myself, it was not until I got to the UK that I actually discovered that people could actually, just the example you've given, actually iron their shirts and just like line them up so neat, so attractive, so beautiful.
You saw it?
Yeah, that's the lifestyle you just kind of like imbibe. But not everybody do it. But those that do it, you just like, you envy them. It's a beauty to behold. I remember like what you said, even back in Nigeria, whereby we don't have power supply. Even when there's light, you see people sit down and watch Nollywood movies
That's
and
what
all
they
that.
use light for.
And they don't really take these things. In fact, to them, it's like it's time wastage. They are wasting time, not knowing that they're actually gaining time, and with gaining time, they are gaining life, and gaining money, gaining prosperity, gaining everything. So it's I think from what you're saying, even before talking of order in the society,
I see.
we should start with our own personal life in our own little corner, because there's no order, even in our thinking. Our thinking should be orderly.
Yeah.
Our life should be planned out. Our day should be planned out.
Yeah.
If we don't bring order into our life, there's no way we can go and you can't give what you don't have. You can't go and teach order to society.
Yeah. Anybody wants to comment on that? Yeah. Please come out. I thought that was Mayowa. Do you know Mayowa?
Sister.
You don't? Oh, wow. I saw you picking up something there, and I would say, oh, Mayowa, you are in trouble today.
Okay, about the topic of order, I think without order, like, if I can just talk about myself, for instance, like, I can't study, like, if my things are scattered in the room. I can't do anything, I can't concentrate, I have to pick up my things. I think these things is like, we have been living it, it's just an ignorant. God have set our minds fully already in order. We have been created with everything in order. It's us ourselves who mess it up. Because it's like, how come I can't be able to study if things are not in order? It's because there's already order in me before I was even born, during my creation, that is a part of me. It's us ourselves who come to mess everything out. And then I think we just have to go back again to the drawing tables, and then start putting everything in order. Nobody like to live in a mess, or I think we just have to start up, as he said, that everything should be in order, starting from your mindset, what you think, from your physically bodies and everything. That is the way forward. I think
Are you
so
really
much.
sure?
Yeah.
I think there is a great wisdom in what you said, but I was thinking that maybe it depends on the upbringing you had. Maybe it is your coach, the family have helped you by raising you up orderly, or maybe I want to really get it. Is it really in our nature, or it's your family? Because I know a lot of people in Africa, they don't even think about it. In fact, they are not even aware.
Yeah, I think it's really...
Can you put on, put on that light for her so that people will see her face? No, it's plugged already. Just put it at the back of it. Yeah, at the back of the light.
I think,
Is
actually,
it plugged?
from the beginning, I think it wasn't... We made it a culture ourselves.
Okay. We make what a culture?
We make disorder
Okay.
a culture.
Okay. Can you put it in a way so that we could see her? It's good? Okay.
Because we made disorder as a culture, because I want to give another example.
Okay.
Like in Africa, back in Africa, deep in the village, for you to wash a pot, you can only be able to wash a pot when you are ready to cook.
Okay.
Otherwise, after cooking everything, you put in water and then you
I
put in the
it
trash.
aside.
Until it's time for you to cook. Then that is the time you are cleaning everything, putting everything in order, cutting onions, and then that is the time you are ready for everything. But how is it like that? It's because you found it like that. Your grandmother had been doing it like that. Your mom had been doing it like that. Your generation came, and then you are continuing with it. But as you grow, you go to town, you see how things are done. That first thing in the morning, you come, you wash everything in the house and pack everything nice in order. And then we follow it up.
Back on the head of it. Just the head. Yeah. On it like that. Yeah.
That's why I'm saying, like...
No. On her. Yeah.
Okay, that's
too much.
That's one of my supporting reasons, that I think we just made it a culture because that's what we have seen, but naturally, the order is already in us.
Well, that's very interesting. Very interesting concept. I don't know how many people will agree with that, but that's very interesting concept. Very, 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 very interesting concept. I have a tendency to believe more in you. So our disorderliness is adopted. But God has put in our nature order.
Yes.
Wow.
Because even if you look again, let me say like small children.
Okay.
For small children,
Mm-hmm.
if that child, let me just say, that child is, which good example can I give? A small child,
But
and
the
then
small child
it
makes
can be
It makes a
irritated.
mess all the time.
Yeah, but they can be irritated.
Mm-hmm.
If things mess, like for instance, the child was eating and then things just get messy and everything, you see that child very irritated.
No, but they are the one who make the mess, as
Yes.
far as I'm concerned.
That's what even one of the reasons that again I'm putting it in support that the order have been already in us. It's us ourselves that we mess everything. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
What's your name, man?
My name is Regina.
Wow, brilliant, brilliant. Brilliant concept. Thank you for sharing that.
Pleasure.
I would like to hear you more during the course of this HMT.
Yes, I think Regina is Regina. She's right because when I'm applying all these things, I always, when I hear DSA talking, I always go back to my profession, which is psychology, mixed with my faith as well. In psychology, when people suffers from PTSD, post-traumatic distress, what actually happened is actually that the message that was sent, we're supposed to be in a place orderly, is actually being chaotic, it's been disorganized. So, and I think everything, the nature, our nature actually, that's why I agree, our nature is order. It's our core belief. It's the orientation that has been passed on to us that's made us now live our life the way it is, and whereby everything is
Because when I
disorganized.
see, now, you know I'm from the village. And when I look into the village and see, I mean, did you see yesterday the woman in the street? That is typical of, in fact, that woman, she's in Lagos. If she goes to the village, she'll become a hero immediately. She's the one going to be telling them how to do things.
Yeah.
So, that shows disorder to me. So it is, according to Regina, that is adopted by us. It's not our nature. But how is it that the whole continent can be living like that and we don't even say anything wrong?
I think it's what we've learned from the. It's like for example, my child. I have a 1 year old child now, 1 year. So when I come home, the first thing that I do is I will remove my shoes, and then I will take it to where it belongs. And he learned that. So whenever I'm home, and I remove my shoe, he will be the first person. 1 year, 3 months, he will pick it and go and put it where he saw his dad put the shoe. And it's the same thing as well to me as even when I learned chaos in Africa. When I got to Germany, I was talking to my sister who comes from Germany. German will say, order muss sein.
What does that mean?
That means there must be order. There must be order. Not until I got to Germany.
Yeah, if you go to Germany, that has become that is a country where order has been valued on the level of a culture. Order has been elevated intentionally. And I don't know if Anu is here. Just hear what I'm saying. Because you want to dedicate your life to making value system of Nigeria, to a part of Nigeria. If you go to Germany, work, order, those two things in Germany have become, go to Germany, you will see how work, what it means to make value system a part of life. Work, hard work, good quality work, and order. In Germany, it has become a lifestyle. I mean, you will see it. Just like you are seeing my tie now. It stands out. That's how we go to the society. It stands out. You will see what is order. You will see physical. Order you cannot see physical, but that one you will see. Value system you don't see physical, but in Germany you will see value system clear. Something like hard work, skills, order, focus. You will see those things very clearly. But you also see humility very clearly. So value systems are seen clearly there. So I didn't know they have a concept like that, a logo.
There's concept and order mosaic everywhere. It's like when you...
Everywhere.
It's everywhere, sir. And like a typical African mind, when I go to Germany, I'm sorry to use myself as an example here, my mind resisted it. I don't want to be programmed. I said, this is program.
Yes, that's
you
program.
program me, you marginalize my mind. You want to cage me.
Yes.
And at a point, I realized, then I was married to a German, and I had to learn it.
Especially if you are married to a German.
I had to learn it.
You are in trouble. Because she will just say, that is the way it is supposed to be done. That's the way it's supposed to be done. Do you know how I learned? Did you hear my story about how I learned that in Germany?
No, sir.
Bad news. Bad news. Want me to tell you?
Yes, sir.
Then you have to put on that line. The way I learned it is bad news. What happened was, put on the light now, Shelove. So this is what happened. I and my friend I didn't know that you cannot cross the road when there is no green light. No, I know that in my head. Like, because in Europe, here also, I was already living in Europe. Yeah, I didn't know it's a big problem like that. They take their auto to another extreme. Okay, but here in Ukraine, I was studying in Russia, Belarus, and you don't cross road when it is not green. Pedestrian. You don't cross road. But here in Ukraine, we used to cheat, because the light might be red or yellow, but there are no cars around at all in that particular little road. It's a small road like that. So in Ukraine, when we see that, we look left and right, no police. And then the thing is still green, but no car now. We just passed that. So I've been living like that for like 3 years in Ukraine. Nobody knew. I was never caught. Even when police catch you, they just say, hey, don't do it again. We just say, oh, sorry, there is no car now. So they will just let you go. This is here in Ukraine. Until I got to Germany. And we were there on holidays. So, so we also did the same thing, because no police around. Look. We are black people. No police around. Okay, good. Then no cars. Even though the thing was showing red, but no cars now. And no police. We just, hello, we were just talking. Students, young men. I was 20 years old or 21 years old. We were just talking. We just crossed road. As soon as we finished crossing like this, I got to the other side. Hey. The Germans came. A boy, yes. A man and a woman police. Then they came, they said, hey, you just crossed the road there. I said, yeah. We are sorry, there were no cars. They said, it was used to be marked, Deutsche Mark. Yes. You were there before? Okay, 5 Deutsche Mark. We say, no, we are students, we didn't know. 10 Deutsche Mark. But you the 5. We didn't know, please, sorry. 15 Deutsche Mark. We say, no. We didn't know. So we look at the woman, because she's a woman. In Africa, we are used to that. Women are supposed to be more pitiful and merciful. So, and she's the police. So we go to the woman, Mama, please. He's not 15 Deutsche Mark. He said, no, we don't have money. We are students. 20 Deutsche Mark. Okay. We are going to pray. Are you paying? Are you going to the police? He said, no, we are going to pay. Please. 25 We had to pay 25 Deutsche Mark from 5 Deutsche Mark. No mercy. I've never seen anything like that in my life. I've never seen anything like that. That is Musen daughter. What did you say? Musen?
Odd non-Muslim. Odd non-Muslim.
Okay, I didn't know it was order of Musa. I learned the hard way. I've never said that one. You think I will forget it for the rest of my life? I was 21. I'm 51 now. It will never leave you. Lesson.
And that is their culture.
Wow.
When you break that, you break in their heart. That's their treasure.
You break their heart.
Yeah, that's their
Wow.
treasure. You are tampering with their existence.
Wow.
That's how they take it. And it starts from them. So they expect that from you. That's their treasure.
But order, as highly treasured as it is, in fact, there is something we have in Africa that is still better than Germany in that sense. Because their own order has been taken to so much extreme that I personally, when I'm in Germany, I don't feel myself human. Because you feel like like you've been caged and you've been dehumanized, that you are not a human being. You have to do everything according to how somebody tell you. It doesn't give room to creativity. That is what makes America superior. Now, America too is order, and everything is order and something, but not strict like that. You can still bring your creativity inside. But in Germany, if you try it.
And that is why you see business, if you are an entrepreneur, there's a standard for you. The system has caged you to a standard. You can't move. They call it Arbeitsamt.
Yes, cut off the head.
The labor office. They know you can't move. So, and that's why when I moved to UK, I could see
the difference.
Yeah. So you
UK too is for order. You always hold it like this.
Okay.
Yeah. UK too is order, but it's not like that.
It's not like that. Yeah. Even in UK, sir, what you did in Germany, you could still do it in UK. Cross the traffic light.
And then explain.
They won't even catch you. They won't even catch you in the UK. Yes, they don't catch you in the UK because their system is so different. Because is it capitalism? So is it capitalism?
Capitalism.
So, and that's it. They give people that freedom, that leeway to still.
But they don't allow you to just cross anyhow now.
People do.
I think as long as it doesn't impact
Or infringe on other.
on other people,
Yeah.
or put other people at risk. Once it does, then
Yeah, that's the difference. Because in Germany, order is order.
You can't do that.
Do they have a phrase like order is order?
Yes, they have the Vorschriften.
What is it? Vorschriften?
Vorschriften, it means Vorschriften sind Vorschriften. It means regulations are regulations.
So you cannot argue
when
it.
when you are caught, and even in the street, when I discussed, when I came to Germany, they have a Mülltrennung. They separate the trash, and according to
Trash boxes.
boxes, metal, bio. If it is cooked, it is another category, and there's even worse. Depending on the region, the land, you will have another Vorschrift, and you will have another way to dispose of it. And as I came to Germany, I came with all my luggage and the boxes and the metal and whatsoever, and I had some boxes, paper boxes, and I just put them in
the trash box.
in the trash box, in the paper trash box, but I didn't cut them.
Oh.
The headmaster or the housemaster came to my room.
The house manager.
Don't ask me how he found out that it was me. It was an 8 storage building, And he told me in the Palatinate with a Palatinate accent. What
is Palatinate?
I was living in the Rhineland Palatinate. It is one of the Länder. It's next to Hessen, and then you have Bad-Württemberg with Stuttgart. Yeah, it's a region.
Okay.
It's a region next to France. And so I didn't understand first because it was really a huge dialect. And then somebody told me, he's telling you, Kartons klein machen und runterbringen. So it means you have to cut the cartons and then put them take them downstairs in the right thing. and he brought them all back to me.
No,
then, yes,
he took them away from
He brought them to my room.
No.
And yes.
Trump took them away from the trash box and brought them up to your room.
And brought them back to my room.
And
the responsible for our floor told me, I told him, Alex, what's going on? And he answered, Vorschriften sind Vorschriften.
What does that mean? Order is order.
Regulations are regulations. They are
You've heard that before?
Yes.
All the time?
Yes.
Order is order.
Yes.
They have different phrases. There is phrase that says trust is good, control is better.
What? Say it in their language.
Trust is good.
Speak it in their language.
Trust is good. Vertrauen is good. Control is better. Vertrauen is good. It's good that I trust you, but I need to control you. I need to control you.
There are phrases like that.
Yeah.
Trust is good, control is better.
So these are the things that their children lived. They've brought their children with. So and yeah.
Even the child will remind you that.
They will remind you. I've become sometimes a nuisance to my 21-year-old daughter and my 17-year-old.
You become a nuisance.
But sometimes, now that I've moved to Britain, they say, Dad, no, this is not good. This is not you. Because now I'm living in another culture. And so it's the children, it's what they taught them at school. What they taught them at school.
That's why they're always winning the World Cup. Because they put everything is in order.
Yeah.
German machine is a machine.
Yeah.
But there's also another side to it because as much as I love the Germans and they are orderly and they love order, it also happens in their countries. I've been working as
what do you mean their countries?
They are very obedient in their own country. I've been working in France for 6 years to finance my study and in a restaurant and in a camping place. And the Germans I had there and behaved totally different.
Wow.
It was chaos.
Yeah, because France is more liberal.
Yeah. They will leave the place, their camping place, like chaos. Sometimes I would ask them, did Helmut Kohl just kick you out and tell you that you can behave?
They found freedom.
Yes.
They found freedom now. Because over there, the culture itself regulates you. Because the condemnation that will come on you, if you go to the restaurant there and everybody is behaving nice and you don't behave, everybody, what is that?
Yes.
I would rather do it rather than see them look at you like that. So the culture controls everything, modernizes you to behave right.
And there's a law for every single thing.
But it's not only when they live in another country.
Yeah.
Go and see real German. Why the system works. I was in Germany for holidays. So I was there for 2 weeks. Then the German host that were hosting, he wanted to treat me well because I was a pastor. I came to preach. They were so excited. They were so blessed. So they bought me a ticket that we should go to Canarian Island. I and my wife. They bought us that's where they all go to. Canarian Island, Spain, and
Jamaica.
Yeah.
Male,
Yes.
Mallorca.
If you see German there, you don't need to go to France. Go to holiday with them.
You would.
I went on vacation with German. is more than white animal.
Yes.
Just like the English. But when they came back, then we flew back. When we come back in the plane, I said, Nipoyo. I don't understand. But these are the same people that were like white animals, drunk, make noise, have all kind of mess. But in Germany, in the plane, because there is a consequence. Very good.
Yes.
Because in Germany, for that kind of behavior, there is a consequence. But humans are not caged in Africa. Everything is the opposite. So you see, there is no value system imbibed in Africa. Because there is punishment for everything. There is penalty for everything over there in Germany. There is law for everything, isn't it?
Yes. For every single thing.
He's getting confused. He can't understand. Come. Ask your question, because you have to get the picture now.
Because what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing a nation that has imbibed the value system as a nation, not as citizens.
A person, yes. Because only God can change people's hearts. No, they are citizens. But only God can change a person's heart. They are changing you from outside. They are conditioning you.
Exactly.
Because the law says, don't move like this,
Yeah.
don't move like this, move like this, stand like this. That's from outside. But what changes a man really is the heart. They don't have that power. If they had the power to change your spirit, they would do it. But since they cannot do it, they put law here, law here, law here. Now, do they have something like, right, left, shoot. Either you go to light. If you don't go, either you stay straight, move straight. If you divert to the right, shot, you get shot. Left, you get shot. Just go straight. You don't have something like that. I think there is something like that. I don't know what you call it in German. It's like, do what you need to do. Go straight. If you move to the left, you get shot. Right, you get shot. Just move straight. So that is, they can only condition you from outside. But to condition people from inside, only Spirit can do that. That's why church, the place of church, is more advantageous than the place of the law. If the church people, because people get converted in the heart. But here, you don't need to agree. Because when you get converted, it's coming from your inside. But here, you don't agree with it. Yeah. Even the people might not agree with it. But they know that if you violate it, there is consequence. I don't know if you get it.
Yeah, because, one of the things that the picture I have, because that's what I want to do, is to see how we can engrave these value systems not as on every citizen. I mean, every citizen should have these value systems. But however, now getting the picture of Germany, I'm seeing that the government they've done a good job in doing that, in making sure that the people are conditioned and creating those value systems, but not just changing those people, but making sure that those people, either they want it or they don't want it. The government they've made it in such a way that the nation is controlled by those,
and
it functions like that. So now you mentioned the church. So now this is another, because in your book you talk about how we can engrave the value systems, and talking about how.
What book? You better tell
Okay.
everyone.
So the book is how to discovering the purpose and calling of nations. And in that book, Pastor talked about how we can engrave national values in the consciousness of every citizen of a nation. And so he talked about different ways, like in the family and in through several organizations and bodies, and also with the church. So now I'm now seeing the dual role of the church and the government, where the church, through the help of the Holy Spirit and of God, is helping the people transformed from the inside out. So they are transformed in their minds, and then they begin to live it out because they've been changed inside. Then the government also, they are doing their role in making sure that in case some people escape being transformed from the in out, so they are going to be transformed from the outside outside in. So no, there's no how you're going to escape. So that's exactly what the picture I see from Germany, that there's no how. If you want to, like what he said, they went to the Canarian Islands and they could live freely because they were not transformed inside. But then when they get into Germany, there's no how. You just have to live that way, abide by it, because the government, they've built the nation on those values. And so if you decide to go right, the culture and the value of the nation would put you back into shape. And I think that's how, because I'm picturing how we can do this in Nigeria, actually. And that was where when the kind of confusion came in my mind. Okay, so how do we do this? Is it that because this is what we get through the military government?
Is it what somebody is writing? So someone is writing here that Dauda is saying, Italy is the best country to live as a black man, Jare. Because in Italy, police are kind. They don't even want to know if you, as a black man, if you're a black man, you cross the road or you don't cross the road. They mind their own business. They don't bother you. He said that's why we would rather live in Germany as black people, as Nigerians.
In Italy, yeah.
In Italy. In Italy. Then in Germany, somebody else is writing and said, I used to work with a German in my office in Glasgow, and this German, he would not come late for 1 minute because the work resumes at 8 o'clock. He doesn't come late 1 minute. He resumes 8 sharp every single day and begins to work. But what frustrated the whole team is that at 4 o'clock, he's the first one to check out because the work is about to finish at 4. So work office hour finishes 4 o'clock. He's out. And then we Africans, we are cursing him and angry as, the work is still left out. They say he works very hard between that 8 and 4. But once it's 4, he's gone. And even though there's still work, it's not his business. As far as he's concerned, his work hour is done.
If you ask him, why are you leaving at 4 o'clock sharp? You still have something to do. Could you please say for 10 or 20 minutes? She'll say, no, I'm sorry. I'm supposed to be working from 7 or 8:30 or whatsoever until 4 o'clock. And this is my time. And if you even dare go and complain to the management, he will go to the lobby of the company and complain, and he will win.
That is the work side, what do you call it? The work union, the workers union.
Yeah. He will really win the suit. And the boss is in Germany. The bigger they are, the earlier they come.
Wow.
At work. I've never worked for any boss in Germany who was not in the company at least at 7 o'clock, 8:30.
30 minutes before they...
Yeah.
Or 1 hour before.
Even sometimes 2 hours before, depending on their responsibilities. They're working.
They come before they...
Yes. I was impressed. Because in France...
It's the opposite. France is very liberal. It's like England.
They start working at Tuesday, maybe, Wednesday. And then on Friday, it's spoiling. They have to work. Oh my God, we haven't done our duty.
It's boiling.
In Germany, in Friday, 11 o'clock, you won't see any person in the company.
11 o'clock at night.
11 o'clock in the morning. They are on weekend modus.
Oh, all right.
They're away.
That's
they prepare for the weekend, they prepare for the drinking, they prepare for the parties and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's where they live. Yeah. From Friday to Sunday, everybody is just resting or, entertaining. Then Monday, it's like a clock. Yeah. Country is really? That is how a country could be organized. It is really very interesting. A country could be totally put in order.
The story of Singapore, because I've read how Singapore became a developed nation from a third world country, And that's exactly what Lee Kuan Yew did. Because Lee Kuan Yew single-handedly established order in that nation. And obviously, till today, a lot of people still refer to him as a dictatorship, and they refer to his rulers. But he did the job. Nigeria, I don't know if we're ready for this.
No, of course they are not ready. But that's what I'm doing now. That's why I'm having all the hatred. I'm trying to just talk. I'm not even enforcing anything. I'm from Ukraine.
Just be talking.
I'm not even there to enforce. Just talk that this is wrong. Just by talking, they are already ready to crucify me and kill me. Eliminate me totally. So, but what about if I now try to enforce? You are changing their lifestyle. They will do coup. I mean, the first time Buhari came now, and they did coup to remove him because he was trying to enforce.
Yeah.
And now he cannot try it again because he has learned for the first time. He's afraid. And I'm going to try my best to enforce it. That's why I say when I get to Nigeria, things will change because I know what it needs to be changed. And I have the strength and the awareness and the consciousness and the energy to enforce it. I am a rugged guy myself. So that's why I know I will change Nigeria. Because I know the only thing is that they don't have first of all, a lot of them don't know what to do, what to enforce. Then number two, nobody wants to enforce anything in Nigeria at all. Nobody wants to become anybody's enemy. Everybody wants to be good. The few people that have tried to enforce things, Ribadu, is hated and is now dispatched. And nobody is calling him back and saying, this is the kind of person we need. He's dispatched, that's all. Ed Rufai, in fact, yesterday or Friday, there was mosque, prayer in the mosque. And his own fellow Muslims, mosque people, went and, they started, after the prayer, they started demonstrating that we don't need him here, he's too strict. He's the governor, and they're saying he's too strict. They want to get rid of him because he's bringing order.
It's just like...
And the one that is corrupting, changing money, distributing money, they want that one. It's too stingy.
You know when Nasser El-Rufai talked about bringing order into even churches,
yes.
and then even talking about the time that they must stop their prayers and the noise and the whole noise stuff, and then even churches where they were pastors, they were protesting against it, saying they are trying to cage them and trying to
Islamize.
Yeah, that was the time that Apostle Suleiman said that he was going to die. So even the church, sir, they are fighting against order.
Yes.
And this guy is a Muslim.
Yeah. No, it's not because of his religion.
Yeah.
It's because of
he has the concept.
Yeah.
But what I'm making reference to that is that even we have the Bible and we are even discovering that God is a God of order. Just like you're saying that when there is no order, we don't know God. We're not Christians when we don't know order. But this guy was trying to bring order to the nation, to bring sanity. Because if you go to Nigeria, what's happening?
Insane hospital.
Like, you're just going on the street and this person is playing one loud music on the streets where people are meant to live with peace. Or you are living in your house and you're hearing one person 5 a.m. already making noise with microphones and everything. And like, this is insane. There is no order. So, really, this subject matter, Pastor said something yesterday that just law and order can literally revolutionize Nigeria. Just making this a key and a core value system in Nigeria would lead to the transformation of Nigeria. And it's really true. It's really true.
So you are seeing it now.
Yeah.
We are in the order extreme. If Germany is like extreme in order, Nigeria is extreme in disorder. Is the direct opposite.
And the reason why order is functioning in Germany is actually that they are obedient. That's what I see. If you tell them something, they do it. But in African context, Nigerian context, my people, I tend to just disregard. That's why I think obedience we have to actually really do something about how we can obey. And if you can obey, then order will. Otherwise, I don't know. There must be something. Even before, people were saying Germans, it's the war that made their country nice. But before the war, they were obedient to the core.
Yeah.
So it's in them. It's an innate thing.
No, it started in the revolution, Protestant revolution. Maybe they have forgotten, but I know. Before the Protestant revolution, they used to be known as a drunkard, lazy nation. It is the Protestant, after the Protestant revolution, that all that changed. Yeah.
But in our country, ordinary Nigerian knows better.
Everybody knows better.
Everybody knows better. If we are not ready to learn, to take in. So that disobedience, and I know what the Bible says about the but just obey. Ability to actually listen and take something, learn from my brother. We don't actually know that we are actually really acquiring more weapons, because the ability to acquire things, I'm gaining more rather than giving out. So whenever you tell me something and I do it, it's actually it's to my advantage. But to ordinary Nigerian, actually, no, I know better than the other person. So that's why things are not working in that country. I've been away for some time, but actually, that's the people that I even share DSA, the ones that haven't disowned me. Yeah, when we are talking, they will say, even though I'll ask a friend, I would like to start sending you this message. Did you get it? They will say, yeah, I used to. Someone who asked me, who is DSA? It's the same person who will say, the next day, I've been listening to his message for the last 7 years. So you want to know that I know better than you. That is that.
He was been listening for the last 7 years. He doesn't know who is DSA.
Yeah, exactly. So it's that's the obedience to embrace the truth, to embrace. That's what we actually, part of the things that we need.
He knows better than you.
Yeah, that's it. That's what.
I know him past you.
I know him past you. So it's that's the area that we need to actually really start the ability to even
it's
our.
Just like now, when I'm preaching all these my messages, syncretism, paganism, everybody is saying, no, lower it down, or what they get. No, take it easy. Don't do it, and you don't do it like this. So I said, okay, you don't like the way I'm doing it. Why coming to change me? You do it different now, or do it in the way that you think is better. Why is it that you take it upon yourself as a duty to come and change me? I think I didn't come to your page. I'm not the one coming to your page to change you. But you are coming to my page. Yeah, to change me. What gives you the confidence to know that you know better than me in the first place? No, don't do like that. You know our culture. Everybody is taking it upon themselves to come and train me and teach me. If you don't want to listen to me, don't listen. But I'm not coming to you now to say, okay, go and change your lifestyle. You are coming to me to say I should change my lifestyle. And you are nothing. I don't even know you. And your name doesn't even ring a bell. I didn't even know you exist. You have not attained anything. You have not accomplished anything. No basis for you to be able to, say, okay, I have to listen to you. I don't even know you exist. You are nobody. You are nothing. And you are now the one coming to tell me that I am the one who should listen to you. And then change things that I know. Look at the facts. Let's just judge by the facts. Where are the arguments? Who should listen to who in the first place? You know me. You are coming to me. You know who I am. I don't even know who you are. So who should listen to who? What have you done? You've not done anything in your life. All these things that you want, knowledge that you are bringing to me that I should change. You didn't use it to do anything. That knowledge that you are bringing to me to adopt, it has not helped you in anything. No track record. You are nobody. You are zero. So with your zero, yeah, you are now coming to me that I should adopt that zero. Me that have track record.
Yes,
I don't know if you are getting it.
yes, sir. Yeah, that's our culture. That's
No, what is surprising me is the audacity. Where is it coming from? You that is zero, coming to somebody who is a millionaire even, and coming to tell him that no, you don't do it like they do that. You are nobody. You are going to Bill Gates and you will teach him how to live. What do you know? What have you done? And they say, oh, you are proud. You are proud. No, it's not I'm proud. What are your track record? What gives you the basis to want to correct Bill Gates? What are your track record? What do you know better than him? Okay, you say you know better than him. What are the arguments? Why should I listen to you? Why? But our people don't think like that. They just say, no, I know you are wrong. You know it. And that's all. Just because you don't... Just because you know is enough for me to now reject what has been tested, what has worked, what I've used to change a whole nation. I should now throw it away because you just come from nowhere. You are nothing. You are nobody. You just say, okay, it's wrong. I don't know. These are the things that is surprising me about all the letters I'm getting from Nigerians all the time. I don't know, maybe anybody can explain to me.
Yeah, it's this thing of us not understanding the meaning of kingdom fruits. Okay. It hasn't been in us. It was from you I heard it first that we should have fruits. It is by the fruit of what you talking. That's the evidence that.
So what does
that you now have to challenge somebody that is doing better. But we are not living like that. We believe that once I know, but there's no evidence to what you know.
Okay. Once I know.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
And that's enough. That's the mentality. That's where we came from. We didn't grow up with, okay, now show me your, just like you'll be saying, if the pastors are or the GOs in Nigeria are doing all right, where is the fruit?
Yeah.
So when you are saying where is the fruit, people are even asking, is it apple or orange? Or is it banana he's talking about? So because they don't understand the meaning of the fruits. So that's why somebody will come on your platform and say, no, you don't do it this way. But ask the person, have you done it the way you are trying to ask him to do it? Have you tried it yourself? He hasn't. There is no fruit, there is no evidence, there is nothing. But it's just that we believe that I know. You're not supposed to do that. We go to church, we go to these churches and we have all these pastors. Have we written to them ourselves to say to talk to them individually to change some concepts or to change some things we do not agree with? We might have some of us are in churches, we don't agree with what the pastors teach, but has anybody actually written to anybody about it? No. And then when we see somebody criticizing it, we rise up and say, no, you don't do it that way. You're supposed to call them privately. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to. What about you that is saying, you that is having the idea that that's how it's done? Did you do it? No. So we're not.
So for Nigeria, it's just enough that I know. What about the basis? Fruit, proofs. You don't need it.
We don't actually believe that we need it. We just believe that once you know, it should have been done this way. It shouldn't be done the other way. We want to look in other people's life to talk about their mistakes and the way they get in it wrong. But we don't do something about it. Even if when we see there is a mistake. Just like when we're talking about when we're having conversation with some of my friends a few days ago, and they were talking about the way he was going about the pastors. And then they're sitting there, what is your own way? How do you deal it? You that is a pastor under these GOs, what have you done about it? There is nothing, but you still want to tell another person that the way he's going about it is not good. What is your own way?
And what have you done?
And what have you done?
And what are the fruits?
And what are the fruits? Nothing.
What are the results? That
Nothing.
your own way works better than my own way.
Nothing. That's the problem we have in Africa. That's the problem we have.
Okay, look at my own situation. Do you know that people every day, any Tom and Harry comes and challenge, or what do you call it? Is it Tom, Dick, and Harry? Okay, any Tom, Dick, and Harry come and tell me what I'm doing wrong and what I should do right. But I don't just know. I have done it. Have you ever heard of Orange Revolution before? Have you come to Ukraine? Have you seen what I've done? Have you seen the video? They are all asking, have you talked to the people? Have you talked to them? So when the other day I was forced to now tell them my encounters, okay, we didn't know. So why didn't you even consider that maybe maybe just assume that, okay, maybe he knows something that, maybe he has done it, maybe he has spoken to them, or I don't know. But you are just coming to say, hey, you are doing wrong, hey, you are supposed to. Who told you have not done it?
It's a very big problem because we don't believe in principles. We don't believe we don't go back. We don't make research. We just follow what is trending. That's why when we just read the headline, we write comment immediately. Nobody goes through the story. You don't even open it to read the whole thing before you make a comment. You just look at it. No, I don't agree with this one, and you just put your comment there without reading through the lines to find out what the whole thing is all about. So even till tomorrow, people come on the platform and they still say, so what's your suggestion about tithe? But I don't know. It's been on YouTube since.
Can you believe it?
He spent hours talking about it. And they will still come out to say all this often because we don't go back to make research. We don't go back to find out about someone. Who is this person? We don't even check personality. We don't even do that. That's why we're in a mess today in Nigeria.
People are coming to me. Even today, I still got a letter. There is somebody in Nigeria that is called the phrase. Have you heard of him? Oh, you need to get me that man. Oh, you need to go and meet him. Oh, can you write him? Okay, please. I want to advise you to get in touch with him. He has scriptures. People are just treating me anyhow. If you see some kind of letters I'm receiving and some kind of comments, people are just footballing me as if I'm in football. People are just kicking me left and right and center.
I think when it comes to Pastor Sunday and the letters and some of the backlashes, you can see that it comes from the freedom they've never had. I have a lot of people who don't even believe you can reply your message. So when they want to get to Pastor Sunday, then they write me and say, can you help me ask Pastor this and that, I'm like, write him, he will reply. I say, yeah, you don't mean it. I'm telling you, he will reply your message immediately. I said, do you know that even in this Ukraine, a peasant, a farmer, can wake up in one of the farms or villages in Ukraine and decide to see Pastor Sunday today. As long as he can make it here, so all it takes is the time he will take to travel. He just needs to write. But Nigerians don't even understand this concept. They don't believe it is possible. Now, when I was discussing this with a Nigerian person, you know what he told me? Say, let him come to Lagos now. By the time they kidnap him. He was talking about how you allow access to people that when you come to Lagos, by the time they kidnap you once. But he doesn't even know that Pastor has security. And if he has listened to Pastor, he would have seen that. Pastor Sunday has said of how he is going to take his security team to Nigeria because he doesn't even trust the security
team there.
So he has a structure, he has order, he knows what he's going to do. So the fact that he even has access to people has not stopped his security team from working, from gathering the intelligence needed to protect him. But we just don't believe it. So by the time we now get to Pastor Sunday now, maybe online, and we see this one is talking, this is another Geo that I can talk to. So the thing that they've been keeping since that they could not express with their own geos, they now have the platform. So that's why for the first time, they are not even considering that if they can tell you to talk to their geo, you that you are not a member of the geo's church, that you've not benefited from anything monetary from the geo, or let's even say he has not collected your money. But they are the ones suffering it, Abi. So they are not saying what DSA is saying is not true. They just want DSA to take their own responsibility for them. But the point now is that they know they can never have the opportunity to see this geo. It's impossible. It's impossible. A man told me of how one of these geos went to the US, and businessmen traveled from their different states to come and see him. They just kept them in one lobby. He said it was because he had the host pastor, right, was his pastor in Ghana. So they had that connection before the guy came to the US. So they just came to call him from the lobby that he should come and stand at the staircase. So as the man is passing, you can just see the man. People have left their work to just come and see this man. They didn't see him. Now, such a person now comes to the platform, sees how people can freely comment. You think he won't abuse it? Because the purpose is not known. He would definitely abuse it. So, but over time, and that's why the response you gave that day, the robust response, at least that once in a while, it is needed. It is so needed. They must know to stay in their place. If you are so wise and you know this how it should be done, why why don't you do it? It's easy for you to access me. Why can't you access them? So if, okay, in all of your wisdom, I should tell them, then do it. You know, with I and Anusa, when we write on Facebook, then some people will now be saying, but, and this is not like it's not true, but what about the babes in Christ?
As if the babes don't have internet.
Then,
as if their ears are blocked until I begin to speak.
Yeah.
As if they cannot read.
The day I know short one up, that day is not written name since. And you say, okay, Shay, you care so much about the babes, Abi? What I'm saying, is it true? The guy said it's true, but you know how with the babes and do it. I said that's why we are different ministry. Let me be handling this super truth. You be taking care of the babes. At least that's division of labor. So don't come angling me of why I'm not taking. Shay, you have the passion for the babes. It's in you like that. You care so much about them and how they feel. You just handle that part. What me I care about is that the truth is outside. So I'll be handling it. People just not even know that. Your own passion is for the babes. Stay there. You know how this is done. Then do it and get your result. So at the end of the day, what Pastor was saying, particularly that day that stood out for me, and I think Nigerians should understand is that this your idea is what we've had ever since. And it's what has brought us to where we are. And Albert Einstein or Newton that said it is insanity to keep doing things the same way and expecting a different result. This is the same opinion we've always had. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. So, and someone wants to do something different and you still want him to conform? You are just started.
For example, look at a comment that I'm reading here. Sister Isioma is writing, Pastor, I think you should take it easy. Now, I don't know, either people don't know me enough or they don't know me at all. He said, take it easy. Even when you are challenged. They think when I talk like this that I'm angry. Where is that coming from? Because even the other day when I gave the answer, if everybody started comforting me and saying I shouldn't be angry. What anger? Why do they say anger here? Are you people saying anger? I don't understand though. Is it anger?
Apparently, there is no anger in what you're saying, but this is how they see it. I want to make an assumption, is that, you know, one of the things that I even had.
I don't even know this before.
One of the things I even had someone say one time is that the people that, for example, you are addressing issues, and someone was saying that even you cannot accept when people are treating you and they are saying things that are contrary to what you're saying. So the person was saying like you even block people, you throw them away, and then you talk to them. Yeah. So now what they are saying is that what Victor said the other time is like projection. Okay. because that's exactly what they do when they are attacked, and that is the reason why even their members cannot even address them, because if how dare you speak to a man of God? It's just like what Pastor Chris was saying. You cannot talk to a man of God, because the man of God is going to tell you straight up that, who are you? Like, you don't talk to me. And they're going to see the man of God furious. Just like what happened with Bishop Oyedepo when when he slapped the lady. Was he trying to defend Jesus? That the lady said he's a witch for Jesus. By saying, okay, you're not a witch of Jesus, I want to defend Jesus, and I slap you.
Let me continue. But this person is saying, take it easy, even when you are challenged. Please don't get so angry. No, don't get angry. I shouldn't get so angry. I don't even want to. So how should I now talk? If this one is like
anger,
am I angry? I don't understand.
Amazing.
I'm totally confused. So I shouldn't even talk then.
So I think I'll just go by the experience I had with a pastor of a big church in London.
Nigerian pastor.
A Nigerian pastor in London. I think looking at it, I think the problem is because people's mind have been abused for long.
Okay.
They've been oppressed for long. So whenever you come out with a I call it tough love.
Tough love, yeah.
They see it as an attack and as an expression of anger. Because I get that sometimes. When I try to correct somebody in love and I'm like tough, I talk strictly. Yeah. They think you need to control yourself, or you're angry. I was like, anger. I'm not angry. I'm just trying to tell you. You understand? Because I
think also because the society has been conditioned for political correctness.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Everybody has to pretend. Yeah. Everybody has to.
Yeah. So I give an analogy sometimes. I say, look, if I see a little child about to drink poison or about to put his hand into fire, I don't just go there and say, sorry, don't do. I shout.
Yeah.
Stop it.
That is love.
That is love. Stop it. And the child will come back to himself.
Okay, so maybe then you can help me here, because the person is saying, please don't get so angry. And then don't tell people they are nobody. Now, I've had this kind of challenge many times. When I say, but you are nobody, I'm not saying it's a no. They don't know the difference between who and what.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you are nobody as to a child of God. Who? As a child of God, we are all children of God. That's what I teach. I always say nobody is better than you. I even have a whole book on that. Even GOs are not better than you. Papas are not better than you. Don't call it. We are all the same in Christ Jesus. But when it comes to accomplishment, that is what? It's just like somebody say, you are not a doctor. You are not a medical doctor. Me. You don't know anything in medicine. I don't know anything in medicine. Are you a medical doctor? You are not a medical doctor. Would I begin to know? How can you say I don't know? I'm not in medicine. I'm not in medicine. I'm not a medical doctor. That is not saying that he's belittling me or reducing me, because I'm not. I'm not a space engineer. That is what? I'm not. That is what I'm saying. When I say you are not nothing, in the sense that you have not done anything in the area where you are trying to advise. It's just like me trying to advise a space engineer. Oh, you should do something. Yeah. He said, you are nobody here. You are nothing. You are nothing in that area. You don't know nothing. Yeah. I don't know if you get it. Yeah. He's not saying that I am nothing as a human being. So when I talk like this, it's like our people don't analyze. They don't mean that okay, why should you say it's nothing? Why should you call people nothing? It means, are they not children of God? That is totally different. Who and what? I don't know if you are getting it.
Sir, I think it's what you wrote in your book, net worth. There's a difference between self-worth and net worth. Yeah. So what you're addressing is they don't have net worth.
Net worth.
They have self-worth, but they don't have net worth. Nothing to prove. Because in Nigeria, right, an average Nigerian cannot differentiate between, they don't associate knowledge with evidence, knowledge with proofs. They just believe that once
it's true what he said.
Yeah, they just believe that once you read something and it's in your head, that's knowledge. That you know it. But there's no proof of what you know. So how can you prove to people that you know it? There's no proof. An average Nigerian is a doctor, an engineer, a lawyer, whatever. All the profession. He knows everything.
Now I understand why they are so bold coming forward to say things like this.
Yeah. He knows
Because
everything.
how can you, this person, for example, this person doesn't even know what she is doing. Because what she is doing is she's actually doing the same thing she's accusing me of to me. She's accusing me. She doesn't know that she's even accusing me.
Yeah.
Because she's not doing analysis. She is pointing accusing finger. And she is telling me that I am belittling people. That's not what I'm doing. And she's telling me that I'm angry, whereas I'm not angry. People don't think like that. Eh? No. They don't think in sense of benefit of a doubt. Giving themselves benefit of a doubt. Okay, then she's saying, if Jesus had critics, you too will have critics. Good advice. As if I just came to the world yesterday. Can you imagine? She is telling me I will have critics. You don't even know what it means to have critics. You don't even know that I live amidst critics day and night. She's telling me I will have critics. Yeah. I didn't know that.
It's amazing.
That's what surprises me about Nigeria. They are telling you, that's what I'm saying. Don't they know who you are? Don't they know what you have done? Or they don't research, they don't.
Nigerians don't.
Something just come to their head and they think it's the truth. They don't challenge their own thoughts. That's what I'm thinking. They don't challenge their own thoughts. They don't scrutinize things before they just say it out. Anything that comes to their head, they just put it out.
Yeah.
That's very interesting because one of the best things you could do to yourself is the act of talking to self. It means people don't practice that. Self-communication. I think I have to do, somebody write it please. I have to do a series on that one day. Self-communication. The best communication you must always have is to yourself. And you must always weigh and say anything to yourself 3 times.
Yeah.
Critique it 3 times before you voice it out. That is the law. So this person here is not criticizing and not critiquing and not analyzing all the things she wrote here. Even though I love her, I know she loves me. But she's saying Pastor Tunde Bakare was abused and criticized too. That's telling me. And Tunde Bakare is my friend. She doesn't even know who Tunde Bakare is. And that person, Tunde Bakare lives in my house here. And she's telling me he was abused and I should learn from him. He doesn't even know that Tunde Bakare himself came here to get some ideas. And she's telling me, okay, learn from him. I know exactly what he went through. And you don't even know Tunde Bakare. You are telling me I should go and learn from him. And he's my friend.
It's amazing. Just like the experience I have with the pastor in London. I think we did a program one day.
It's like people, I just sit down sometimes. Who do these people even think I am?
Exactly.
I think they just think I'm just a novice coming from nowhere. Or I think. So
your concept is strange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Completely. Completely. Very.
The way I've been treated sometimes is like, even my own daughter, my daughter is 14 years old. I don't even talk to her like this. Because I know she knows better. She's 14-year-old. I don't even assume that she would not know this thing. Even though I'm her father. Because I know she knows. She knows better than that. More. Far. But now it's me they are talking to like that. And now that I'm saying, they are talking to me like that, they will now say it is pride. Why should you say they shouldn't talk to you like that? Are you God? But it's not about that. It's just about doing your own work. If you want to talk to me about things that I might not know. Don't talk to me about elementary stuff that it's like you are insulting me. Even though I want you to talk. And then you are not saying maybe, when I talk, I try to say maybe you should do like this. And will you? No, like a proposal. But the Nigerian person will be talking to you as if he's absolutely right that you don't know him. You wanted to say something?
No, yeah. Just an experience I had with the pastor. To cut a long story short, he sent me a very lengthy email after he discovered that, because I used to worship in his church. After he discovered I was following you, so it was like trying to advise me, telling me that I should be careful. I shouldn't worship this man, DSA. I shouldn't follow you and all that. So he said so many things in the email. So I replied him. I said, first and foremost, do you believe that what he's saying is true? That's the first question. Do you believe that it's true? And he now replied and said, yeah, he believes, but what he doesn't agree with is why you are calling names of our spiritual fathers, castigating them and all that. So I now asked him, because he posted something on his page, and it was like, if we are saying that the church has brainwashed people, that GO has brainwashed people, are we saying that GO has also brainwashed the vice president? So I was like,
anybody can be brainwashed.
I said anybody can be brainwashed, because he was saying that he's a professor, he's this, he's that. So I said, fine. I said, you watch the clip. I said, for him to have done what he did, then I don't know what you call that. So he now started going back and forth. So the first thing he now said, he said that you should have showed a godly character by first of all contacting them in private and talking to them. This is the pastor of the church. So I asked him, I said, you are doing exactly the same thing that you are accusing him of.
Have you contacted me?
I said, have you called him to ask him if he has actually spoken to them in private? Have you done that? You've not done that. And I said, you agree that what he's saying is true. But, so I now told him, I said, look, I know the church you attend. I know your spiritual father. I said, in 1,000 years, do you believe your spiritual father will ever tell you to comb your hair by combing your problem away? He didn't say anything. Then I said, that's the same thing. I said, we should be critical in our thinking. I said, he's very approachable. Write him, give him a call. Ask him if he has done this. So I now sent him a clip of the answer DSA gave to the boy, the guy that called, saying that why didn't you contact them? I said, watch this clip and hear for yourself. So when I did that, he didn't. He was just going on. People were just starting commenting. So it just goes to show that even our leaders, knowledge or wisdom doesn't come with title. It doesn't come with title. So Nigerians, I think we should begin to honestly, that's why I said the Act of Thinking series for me is just the foundation. Because if we can't learn how to think, all this value system we are talking of, all this law and order, nobody will imbibe it, because they've not actually learned how to use their mind critically. I think that's the major issue we're having.
Okay, this my sister is replying me. She's taking it personal. She doesn't know that I'm not talking about her personally. I'm not. She's saying, dear pastor, I don't think my comment should be taken as a confrontation. Five don't break. I respect you tremendously. And you can see my do this. Sir, if you think I am accusing you, accusing? How come accusing? I'm just telling you to think before you write. Think, critique your thoughts before you write. It's not about you. It's not you or anybody else. This is just a culture we have to face in Nigeria. Okay, let's see another one here. This one is even my Omoile that is writing this one. It's my my village girl. She's my friend and my village girl. Let's see what she's writing. She's saying, DSA, please, in addition to rehearsing the challenges that we have in Nigeria, please kindly profile practical steps that each of us can So don't just be talking about problem, Nigeria problem. So what I've been doing this whole day, yesterday, today, all this while, nothing is practical step to solution there. Eh? So how to think, that is not practical step. The art of thinking is not practical step. Love, the truth series is not practical step. How to discover yourself, it's not practical step. All these my books, they are not practical steps. Nigerian economy, the way forward. Money will make you rich. They are not practical steps. Even law and order that we are talking about, is it problem? Is it not practical step? How much any of you have learned from this law and order series? It's not practical step. So sometimes I think I'm just in a new world, trying to work with Nigerians. I think maybe I'm really the problem, because I think maybe because I've not lived among black people and I've not worked with them. Maybe I don't belong. I don't belong to their thought process. I think there is something I don't understand about our people. Or is it because I'm used to the way white people reason? Okay, let's continue. Let me go back to my slides, please. Okay, let's go back to the slides.
Okay.
I'm learning very fast. Okay, where were we?
Yeah. That means.
No, let me go back so
to
that
the
you
next
will.
one.
Yeah. So 1 Corinthians 14:40 says,
let all things be done decently and in order.
Yeah, so this is what we're discussing, and this is where we got stuck. Okay, let's continue.
That means we have to study order. If we don't understand what order means, we can't do everything in order.
Right. If we don't understand what order means, we can't do everything in order. And if we don't even understand what disorder means, that's why we stopped and we are talking about these things. Okay.
I know that each of us has much to do. Sometimes we feel overwhelmed by the task we face, but if we keep our priorities in, Pastor, what is there? What's the in is in black? In order, okay, we can accomplish all that we should. We can endure to the end, regardless of temptations, problems, and challenges.
Order will make us to overcome any challenges. National building, national development. If we put order in place, that's what he's trying to say. If we put order in place, we will be able to overcome any challenges, problems, or temptations. Any of them could be surmounted if we could just introduce order into the system.
So we need analysis and understanding what order is.
Okay.
What is order? Order is the way in which people or things are placed or arranged in relation to each other.
Order is?
Order is the state in which everything is in the right place, or something is as it should be.
Okay, say that again.
So this order is the state in which everything is in the right place, or something is as it should be.
Then go ahead.
Order is the state that exists when people obey laws, rules, or authority.
Okay.
Order brings decency.
Okay.
What is decency?
We didn't have video yet. You didn't see any video placed yet. Okay.
Decency is the quality of following accepted moral standards.
Okay.
Decency is the quality or condition of being decent. Property of conduct and speech, proper behavior.
Propriety.
Okay. Propriety of conduct and speech, proper behavior, modesty, courtesy, etc. Socially proper actions, the properties, things needed for a proper or comfortable standard of living.
Okay, video here. Let's now. Let me tell you what I'm about to show now. What I'm about to show you now is the fact that order, you don't come to order automatically. Order is not created, you have to put that off. Order is not created just by itself. You don't just come by order chaotically. Order is not just formulated or created by itself. So that's why we are taking so much time to understand what order is and what disorder is as well. Now, what I'm about to show you now is a film, a clip or short film of how the United States of America, who has been to the US? You live there. Okay. You live there. Okay. If you've been to the US, you'll see that it's a different country and it's a civilized, highly advanced country, even in people's interaction with each other. And you'll be wondering, how did these people become like this? Were they just born like this? I want to tell you that no, they were not born like that. And especially in the United States, where people come from different ethnic groups, different cultures, and different religion and different influences, it is difficult in such a society to build a country like America has become. It's almost impossible because it's a complex society. It's supposed to be worse than when it's a monoculture. That is a polyculture. So it's almost impossible to build a society like America, especially with all the complexes there. But America, in fact, you know what I tell my members here? I tell them like this: if you have not been to America, at least to live there for 1 year or 2 years, or to go there up and down frequently. Now, there are things also that could be fixed there. That's a lot of problems, right? But when you compare it to any other country, it's the most ideal country that has ever been created. America is the most ideal country you ever see. Especially in building society, in interaction with people, and things like that. Now, how did they come across this kind of America? How did they bring about this America? Let me tell you how. In the 50s, after the war, that is when most of these modern civilizations were created. They discovered that they had a lot of challenges because before the war, America had what they call repression. Is it repression you call it? Recession, I think they call it, right? The Great Depression, yeah. It used to be called the Great Depression. They had the Great Depression. And during the time of Great Depression, armed robbers were everywhere. It's like Nigeria now. Thieves were everywhere. Hunger was everywhere. People were prostituting, stealing, even eating people, even, what do you call it? Cannibalism. I mean, things were so bad. Hunger. So after the World War, after the World War, prosperity and some kind of sanity began to come back to the society. So what America did is that they started Nollywood in the 30s. So Nollywood, they used to have pastors, sociologists, psychologists on the board of Nollywood. Is it Nollywood you call it? Hollywood. Nollywood is the Nigerian one. Okay, this one is Hollywood. They started Hollywood. And the reason for Hollywood is to bring about the values of the society of the future that we want. The film industry was to create the value system of the perfect or the ideal society. They said, what is the ideal society that we want to create? And this is for people like the future president of Nigeria, Babi Shaye, and who want to confront value system. So they created the film industry for it to formulate value systems. So when you now look at the film industry in Nigeria and Nollywood, you see that it's not created for any purpose connected or related to value system. It's money-making machine. So I want to now show you the kind of films that Nollywood was doing in the 30s, in the 40s, and in the 50s. How they started. What kind of films were they creating? All these films were all around the subject of how to bring about good people, valued people, people of virtues, and how to build a society of harmony and of virtuous people. So the Americans you see today is as a result of the value system that were laid in the 30s, 40s, 50s. So even though other people are now coming from other cultures to join them, the overwhelming population, dominant population, is behaving like this. So you just flow along automatically, whether you want it or not. Even though the people, the next generation coming, they might not have been taught, but because they're relating with 80%, 90% of the people who have been taught, they adapt easily. So what are those value systems? What are those cultural standards? Which of my books where I wrote, is it in Calling and Purpose, where I wrote the values that made up America? No, it's not. Is it? 13 values. No, okay, that is Dignity of Labor, no? No, I think I've not published it. It's another book that I'm still planning to, Protestant Values, I think. Yeah, I think I've not released that yet. Okay, don't worry. Anyway, so, but throughout this week, I am going to be taking one value system that Americans want, and how they taught ordinary citizens to live by virtues. So the one, I don't know the one that we are going to see now, but every day I'm going to be showing you a different one. Grooming. Okay, give me some topics of some of the things of those videos that we are going to show. Do you have a list of the topics? For example, they will teach you, Hollywood will do a video of maybe 30 minutes video, or 5 minutes video, 10 minutes video, and the whole family will sit there in the evening to watch. And you know, a topic, it could be a topic like how to brush your teeth, how to use toothpaste, and toothbrush. Can you believe it? The whole country, and they will show that like a whole year, 5 years, how to use toothbrush, toothpaste. Can you imagine that America, that's supposed to be a free country, that they were even doing this? For example, because there was only one channel in those days, only one television something. So they would do a film, for example, and they will show women and men who brush their teeth. And they will also show you how to treat a woman, for example. How to relate to a girl. How to propose to a girl. How husband and wife are supposed to sit by the table. How to eat a dinner. How to cook. How to dress. How to be well presentable in the society. What to dress in at home and what not to dress in the street. And what to dress in the street. How to appear in the street. Order. So the order we see in America today is as a result of a system that was produced. It's not just that any Hollywood or Nollywood filmmaker is just producing any rubbish that they want. Everything was regulated and controlled under some certain value system. Can you imagine it if we give the value system that Nollywood Nigeria should produce films about? And the school education is like that. And this thing was not just being done by the Nollywood, but the Hollywood in America. Hollywood is doing their own, school system is doing their own, churches are doing their own, so the whole society, that's how value systems are created. Let's look at the H film here. Okay. Volume. Let it play. Stop. So the topic today is body care and grooming. Can you believe it? Hollywood, film industry, Nollywood, film industry, Nollywood, Hollywood, film industry, Hollywood, and national television, sitting the whole country down just to discuss body care Who does that? It's new, even in homes now, in families. People are ashamed of telling each other. Husband will be ashamed of telling the wife of body care. The wife will be ashamed of telling the husband about body care. But this was national television. Because they know that they need to formulate and create a society that is civilized. A society that is well groomed. A society that is a virtuous society. They want to create a society. They have a vision. And that's one of the first things that I want to do in Nigeria when I get to Nigeria. To influence the government to call together all film producers and give them a set of value systems that all their films will rotate about. Hard work, dignity of labor, diligence, faithfulness, order. Can you imagine if all the films of Nollywood are about virtues and everybody is sitting there and watching them? Then you go to the school system, you repeat the same thing. Then you go to the churches, because that's one of the things I would do, to call all the churches, all denominations, all you Muslims, and give them a set of value systems that they must all promote in their messages. They have to preach their messages, but let them be about values, not about miracles, not about breakthrough, not about some chanting and some rubbish. But let them teach people about hard work. Let them. Their Bible talks about hard work. Their Quran talks about hard work. All these values are in their religion. Let them that this is our national priority right now. So anywhere you go to school, you hear about value system. You go to movie, you hear about value system. You watch television, you hear about value system. That is how we can change our people. I don't know if people are getting it. And that's what I wrote in that book, how to discovering the callings and purpose of every nation. Okay? Go ahead. It's from correlated with textbook of healthful living. You see, they took a textbook and make a movie out of it. So all these my books, that's what I'm planning to do. All these my books, they are going to become movies like this that are going to be teaching value systems. All these virtues, all these values systems. So these are some of the strategies that I have. Well, I can talk about it. I'm not sure they are going to do it or they are going to listen in Nigeria, but that's why I'm waiting for myself to arrive there, because I know what I want to do. If anybody wants to do it, also let them do it. But if they will not do it, I will do it. Okay, let's go ahead. Now, if you go to America and you want to know how America became like that, they will not tell you. You can live in America for 50 years. You will not even know that this happened. Even Americans themselves will not tell you, because they didn't study it. But for me, this is my calling. This is my passion. Principles of growing nations, developing and bringing, development and civilization of nations. So I know these things. That's why I know about Germany. That's why I know about America. That's why I know how I can tell you the stories of all these countries involved. But most people will not be able to tell you because they didn't study. Hello, do we have coffee there? Can anybody go there and take coffee and some cookies? We have cookies and coffee. Everything. I told you yesterday, the other day, that everything must always be there. Hello? Yeah, you have to have cookies there every day, because we are here all day. And some people are having jet lag, like my sister here. Go get some coffee, or get her some coffee. Yeah, get her some coffee. So you must make sure we have all those things there. I'm sorry, guys. Now let's go.
when birds are on the wing, when flowers bloom. Spring, when a young man's fancy lightly turns to thought. What's the matter? Exam week getting you down? What you need is to put down that notebook and take in some of the beauties of nature. See what I mean? But wait a minute, young lady. How did you get into this picture? You see, we're trying to prove a point about nature and beauty, and you're not exactly helping, you know. Look at your hair. Look at that blouse. And the way that skirt hangs. And those socks. Sorry, there must have been a mistake. You don't seem to be exactly the type to make this guy behave like a human being. But wait a minute. Come back. Let's start all over again. Oh, brother. Oh, brother is right. Look at that hair, that skin, that mouth. And now look at that blouse. And now look at the skirt. And the socks. Thanks a lot for helping prove a point. And you too know the value of a good appearance. In fact, you all know that a good appearance is a must, not only to your college life now, but to your business and professional lives in the future. But good appearance is more than dressing up like a fashion plate. Anyone will make a good appearance if he's neat, no matter what his style of clothing. Clothes are important. Besides fitting well and looking well, the clothes should be appropriate to the occasion. Wearing inappropriate clothes, like these shoes, is a sure way to make yourself uncomfortable and conspicuous. But good grooming is more than clothes deep. Good grooming starts with personal care. This principally means the care of your hands, your hair, your teeth, and your skin. Let's begin with the skin by taking a look at it from the doctor's point of view. You'll find that skin is a complex living tissue, whose proper care requires a basic understanding of what it is and what it does. In this highly magnified section through the skin, we see that skin is made up of various layers. Individual cells of the outer layer are constantly drying out and dropping off to be replaced by the growing cells of the layers below.
You will see that apart from schools, they teach these things in schools. They teach them in through television. All televisions show these things. Nollywood, Hollywood is showing the thing. Then they have this thing they have in American culture called City Hall, I think they call town hall meetings. Town hall meetings. This is an example of a town hall meeting where everybody have to go to in the evening, on weekend, and sit down to learn value systems. Is Nigeria so organized like that? Why are you surprised that we don't have order, we don't have system, everybody drive anyhow? Because our government, nobody thinks about these things. They think that things will just come out by themselves. They will be telling you the budget, we have budgeted this for road, for this. What about human being? Nobody thinks. But today in America, nobody does this anymore. because the foundation has been set. So this is now passed across automatically. Okay, let's go ahead.
Skin differs in thickness and texture on various parts of the body, such as on the lips, the eyelid, or the feet. Perhaps the most familiar example of skin specialization is on your fingertips. Here the skin is grooved to help you hold smooth objects. Almost all skin is richly provided with nerves, which give the skin an amazing sensitivity to outside stimuli. Hence, the skin acts as a sensory organ for the protection of the body as a whole. And skin serves to protect you still another way, by providing one of the first physical signs of illness or disease. Most skin also contains hair. The hair roots are located below the skin surface. Most commonly, hairs are found in association with the sebaceous or oil glands. These oil glands often empty directly into the hair follicle or opening, by means of which the oil reaches the skin surface. The purpose of this oil is to soften and lubricate the hair and skin. Another gland found in the skin is the sweat gland. Sweat glands open directly into the skin and discharge sweat through individual openings or pores. Sweating is one of the chief functions of the skin. The main value of sweating is the control of body heat, brought about by the evaporation of sweat from the skin surface. Most everyone sweats under one circumstance or another. Besides accumulating sweat, the skin is also constantly picking up dirt, dust, grit, and other foreign particles. And because the skin has lots of openings in its surface, these foreign particles, most of them loaded with bacteria, may enter the skin and start an infection. Such an infection, if untreated or irritated, could develop into a widespread inflammation or even blood poisoning. Don't let this happen to you. Protect your skin. Keep it looking clear and fresh. Keep it clean. The best way to clean your skin is still the old-fashioned use of soap, hot water, and plenty of elbow grease. And the result is well worth the effort. You don't need scientific proof of it. You can feel it. In addition to soap and water, there are other good aids for cleaning your skin. One of these is cleansing cream. Many girls find this helpful in removing cosmetics. However, nothing can take the place of your daily bath or shower. This is the time to give your skin a good, invigorating workout. If there is no visible dirt to wash off, there are body odors to be eliminated by cleansing your skin of dried sweat, skin scales, and dust, which accumulate constantly. Your bath or shower should end with a brisk rinsing to carry away all soapy residue. This is really the best part of the shower. It stimulates the skin and wakes it up all over.
Are you believing it?
Bathing and toilet articles should be kept for your own personal use. Don't share them with others. You wouldn't use another person's toothbrush, so don't use their towel or toilet articles.
Order.
And it goes without saying that only clean lingerie should go next to that clean skin. While it may not be necessary for all of you, some girls use a lubricating cream or lotion to prevent skin roughness or chapping. Expensive creams and powders, however, aren't necessary. A healthy skin can be kept attractive with only a few simple preparations. The removal of hairs is sometimes a problem. You can take care of single hairs with a pair of tweezers. But for leg and underarm hair, your best bet is a safety razor. Don't worry that shaving the hair will make it grow back either faster or denser. That isn't true. But it is true that chemical hair removers have been found harmful to the skin in some cases.
Can you believe it?
Nail polish is harmless.
Television.
But you should remove it for short periods in order to prevent cracking of the fingernail. Women usually take better care of their nails than men do. Many men let their nails get long and ragged and ignore their cuticles. For good nail care, a nail brush is indispensable.
Stop.
Nails provide...
Nail brush. Who even knows about nail brush in Africa? Who produces them? Who even know they exist? See, this is how value systems are created. These are the things I'm planning to do in Nigeria. So when I'm talking right now, people don't even know that I'm not even talking 1% of what I'm planning to do. I'm just starting with the religious people because that's just the elementary ones. I'm going to go complex. That's why I'm writing all these books. I have picture of exactly what I want to create. I have someone here that is going to do some presentation of practical things, how we are going to resolve Nigerian problems that we already have ready. All these issues are going to be dealt with. I have greater battles to fight than all these ones on Facebook. These ones are nothing. I've not even started anything yet. I'm just stimulating you people right now. Because I have more complex issues to resolve, how to resolve the problem of every nook and cranny of Nigerian society. I think, do you want to still watch it, or I think you get an idea, or you want to continue? Continue. There are different, you want to see? There is nothing to see there, I think. I think you got the idea. You can go and look at it if you want. Go and look at it in the YouTube. I think you can go and see it in the YouTube. But this is just for you to have an idea that, things could be addressed like this. Film industry could be addressed like this. Okay, let's go to the next video. No, is it the next video? Okay, let's go to, first of all, let's read some slides, then we'll come back to the video. Okay.
Examples of order. Our nose is not on top of our head. Our mouth is not under our feet.
Why is it that our mouth is not under our feet? Why? Huh? Everything is in order. Why is it that our mouth is not under your feet? Why is it that God didn't put it there? That is one proof that we are not just a chaotic creation coming from some blows. If we had been coming from some blast, then anything would just be anywhere. But the fact, the order in creation shows that there is an intelligent being. There is a God that knows what he's doing. That's why our mouth is not under our feet. Our nose is not on top of our head. Why is it that your nose is not on top of your head here? This place here. So that the rain will directly go into it. And oxygen will go into it directly. Why is it that nose is here and not here? Those things show that there is a God that is calculative, that knows exactly what he's doing. So to be an atheist is one of the most foolish things anybody could ever consider. How could you be an atheist when you see so much order? You have to be crazy. In fact, I now understand why when the Bible says only crazy people, what does it say? Only a fool. In the Russian language, it says only people who have lost their mind will say there is no God. I like that better than fool. Only crazy people, people who have lost their mind, lunatics, will think that there is no God. Because we cannot see this order. Why is it that your mouth is not under your feet? If it is by accident, it will even be here itself. And it will not collaborate with your intestines and everything like that. These things cannot be by accident. It takes an intelligent God to be able to put everything so much intelligently together. Do you know that up to now, science has not discovered how to fix everything, how everything works? So much intelligence. All universities of the world can still not understand how everything functions. And we are saying it is just accident. How can accident create something that's so perfect that even universities cannot figure out up to today? Because there is a God that is intelligent, that is more intelligent than us. So the mouth is not under our feet because there is a God that put everything in order. Our nose is not on top of our head because there is an intelligent God that put everything in order. God is a God of order. Let's continue.
God is not the author of confusion or author
of confusion.
Order makes things work smoothly, peacefully, and without stress.
That's one of the advantages of order. That's one of the advantages of order. Smooth walking, peaceful walking, without stress.
The universe.
Okay. Before we do this, the universe, let's go back to the other video that we had there. So let's see another value system that America was grooming in their people. Moja binisisha ni srazu tre bude. Ah? Eta bude. Ne tam je bili tam eti ili ele eta shashita bude. 3 bila perwe. Okay, let's see another value system that Americans were grooming their people. This one is responsibility, right? Okay, let's see how American society developed responsibility in their people. Okay?
I'm Jim Gordon. The people I work with call me Mr. Gordon. At least when I'm around, they do. They're about your age. That's right, your age. You see, I'm principal of Lincoln High School. My job is to help boys and girls be the kind of young men and women they'd like to be. Capable, educated, and responsible. This sheet of...
That is the director of a high school. He has just given you right now the function of a high school director. Let's hear that again. What is high school for? Not just to give knowledge or scholarship. Let's hear what it says about his description of a high school director. Okay, play it.
Hello, I'm Jim Gordon. The people I work with call me Mr. Gordon. At least when I'm around, they do. They're about your age. That's right, your age. You see, I'm principal of Lincoln High School. My job is to help boys and girls be the kind of young men and women they'd like to be. Capable, educated, and responsible. This sheet of paper is mighty important to two of...
Educated is just one little part. But capable, responsibility, and being all you want to be, all you can be. That is all what school is all supposed to be about. You see, these things have to be defined. Can you imagine if this is defined to all the teachers and all the directors, all the principals of schools? They know that they are not just making people to give exams, but to become the best human beings possible. So, but these things have to be done consciously, in an informed manner. Not just assume that, oh, maybe somebody will be lucky to become somebody. Another person is not so lucky. So these things have to be in systems. They have to be consciously executed. Okay, let's continue.
Will be the kind of young men and women they'd like to be. Capable, educated, and responsible. This sheet of paper is mighty important to two of our young people. I don't know what's on it.
But I do know that it could make a big difference in the lives of Hank Evans and Lloyd Smith. However, the contents of the paper would make the most difference to Hank Evans. Before I look at it, I'd like to tell you some things about Hank Evans. And I know more about him than he thinks I know. Hank Evans came to Lincoln High School from Lowell School. His older sister Vera had been one of our best students, and we were glad to have another Evans at Lincoln. It was the opening day of school, and Hank was in the midst of...
Jane Cox? Here. Henry Evans?
Here.
You're Vera Evans' brother, aren't you? I have Vera...
Yeah, I'm his brother, but can't I be just plain Hank Evans?
Lloyd Smith?
Here. Hank Evans had a right to expect that he be treated as an individual, not just as Vera Evans' younger brother. But it's the things that come out after you've known a person a while that really tell you about him. For instance, about the third week of school in Miss Jackson's English class.
So you can tell where the ability of honoring individuals in America is coming from. Because they have been trained like this. Don't just say this is your sister, this is somebody's wife. Oh, this is Mr. Something's wife. This is something's brother. This is somebody's sister. Treat everybody as individual. He expects to be treated as individual. Now, how does the American society become like that? Because they were taught in different areas. Leave every detail. Okay, let's go.
Hank decided.
Very important to discover why Shakespeare introduced the ghost in his... Now, just a moment now, just a minute. Will you please follow through on chapters 9 and 10, just as you did chapter 8 today, and be ready to discuss them tomorrow? Got that now? Chapters 9 and 10. All right, we may go now.
Hi, Sam. Hi, Lloyd. How's the boy? How are you? Hi, John.
Next to you.
Hi, John. How are you? Oh, why don't they let us out of class on time? I've got to go clear over to the other side of the building. Oh, I know what you mean. I got the same...
Miss Jackson, I'm sorry, but I didn't get the complete assignment for tomorrow. There was so much noise in the hall.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's chapters 9 and 10. Read them and be ready to discuss them tomorrow.
Chapters 9 and 10. Read and be ready to recite in class, as we have been doing. Is that it?
That's it. And I promise not to wait until the end of the period to make the assignment next time.
Thank you.
I'm glad that's done. Homework in every class of Miss Jackson's. So wonder she didn't... Say, she did say something about 2 chapters. But what? And what 2 chapters?
The thing that the principal talked about in the beginning, education, responsibility, capability, becoming everything you want. This is what they are now demonstrating out. You see the way a student is supposed to behave when you don't understand the teacher. Go for an appointment. Ask the question. When they told you the answer, repeat it out. Voice it out. Write it down. That's how they were teaching responsibility. Then the teacher also take responsibility for the noise. They made sure that there was noise after the class. Take responsibility. She said she's sorry for that. Then she repeated the thing. Then she said, did you get it? Say attitude. Who is teaching you attitude in Nigeria like this? Everybody to their own thing. Everybody just anyhow. Insulting everybody. But let's keep on seeing this. Can you believe it? These are the kind of thing we need to go back to. And nobody is thinking about that right now in Africa. Go ahead, let's play.
All finished with it? Yeah, all I can get. I think I was supposed to do some English, but I don't know.
And you better find out?
Oh, gee whiz, how can I? She threw some stuff at us right at the end of the hour. Nobody could have got it if I did.
They might have. Why don't you call someone?
Oh, all right. I'll call Lloyd Smith. Maybe he'll know. 2903. Lloyd? Hank. Hey, what did Miss Jackson assign for class tomorrow?
Well, she said to read chapters 9 and 10. I guess she meant so we could recite on them just as we have been doing. Anyway, that's what I'm going to study. If we don't do it tomorrow, we'll have to do it later anyhow.
But you don't know for sure. Well, thanks, Lloyd. Goodbye. Chapters 9 and 10. Maybe. If it's not 9 and 10, well, then I've read them for nothing. Besides, I've done enough work for one night.
Perhaps Hank wasn't entirely to blame that he wasn't prepared for English class the next day. But Beverly Anderson was prepared. She had taken it upon herself to make sure what she was supposed to do, and had written it down so it wouldn't slip her mind. Lloyd Smith could contribute to his class discussion too, because he had learned that you can't let things slide and expect to keep up. And Hank? Oh, he had a couple of bad moments. He hardly knew what was being talked about, but he managed to avoid being called on to recite, and no one except himself was the wiser. I could unfold this slip of paper right now, and see whether we, the teachers and I, have been wrong, and Hank Evans has been right. Does it make any difference if you let things slide once in a while? But let me tell you another incident in Hank's career. He and Lloyd Smith used to get their lessons together. It was an even-up proposition. Neither one of them did more work than the other.
Quantity x minus 3 times quantity x minus 5. Hey, look here, Lloyd. This isn't going to prove out. We've got a mistake somewhere.
Well, maybe it's up here in this first substitution. Hey, how'd that 5 get in there?
Hey, that's it. How'd we miss that? Let's see.
Well, it's going to factor now.
Sure it is. Of all the dumb mistakes. And that finishes the problems, too.
This is all our societies. You saw how women are supposed to behave at home? How housewives are, everything. How housewives are supposed to behave? How husbands are supposed to behave? There are themes for everything. How students are supposed to behave? How teachers are supposed to behave? How interactions are supposed to, but we just expect everything to just happen chaotically. We know there are schools, we just have schools, that's all. We build schools, send your children to school, no. Nobody teaching anybody. Even right now, as we are showing these things, some people think these are just trivialities. And in fact, even in the Facebook, people are just dropping out because what is that? In some old something. But we could learn from these things so that we could create our future. Okay, let's go back to the notes.
Order makes things.
Wait. So I'm going to go back. So God is not the order. He's not the author of confusion. But God is the author of order. He makes things work smoothly, peacefully, and without stress. Now, that's how God created the universe. The whole universe is created in order. Can you read?
Yeah, Genesis 1, 6, verse 11. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
That is all in order. That's not just by accident, yes?
And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and the evening and the morning were the second day. And God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so.
All these are in order.
Yes.
Okay.
And God called the dry land earth, and the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after its kind, whose seed is in itself upon the earth. And it was so.
Now, all these things we are seeing here, everybody call this creation, an act of creation. But creation here is just 1/3. 2/3 of what is done here is just order. So the act of creation is 1/3 creation and 2/3 order. Order itself is an act of creation. That's what this thing is teaching us. But let's continue. I didn't forget. Go ahead.
And the earth brought forth grass, and the herb yielding seed after its kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself after its kind. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the third day. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also.
Okay, you see that there are places where God said, let there be, and then God made. So there are places that when he said, let there be, it's arranging. That is order. When he said he made, that's when he created. So we should know that our whole functionality on earth, there's a big part of it that is meant for order. Okay?
And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good.
You see, every time you are saying divide, that is order being put in place, not creation. It's just dividing what has already been created and putting them in segments. Okay?
And the evening and the morning were the 4th day. And God said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And God created great whales, and every living creature that moveth, which the waters brought forth abundantly, after their kind, and every winged fowl after his kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them, saying, be fruitful, and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth. And the evening and the morning were the 5th day.
Okay, you will see that a great part of everything that God has given unto us, we don't need more blessing. You will discover that even with God, He didn't need to create things new all the time. It is not more blessing, more something you need sometimes, but the ability to put everything in their right place. The ability to put everything in their right place and in the right order. That will bring about 2/3 of everything you need in life. Management. Management is more important than provision. Management is more important than provision. That is to say, management of resources is more important than the resource itself. And until we understand that, we will be making a lot of fools about how much resources we have, how much wealth we have, how much natural resources we have, how many people we have. But what is more important than that is the management of it, therefore. Yeah. Because even if you have all the natural resources in the world, if you don't learn the act of management, which is the ordering, the order, the proper arrangement of things, all those resources and blessings that you say you have will turn to be a curse to you. Yeah. Same thing with order. Putting all those things that God has blessed you with in order is by far more important than having new things. Most of the time we think that it is the things that we don't have that is responsible for our condition and situation. But no, it is what you do or you don't do with what you already have that is responsible for your situation and condition. It is not about what you lack, but what you do with what you already have. Do you have the ability to manage and to place order and put in order the things that are already available to you? Or you are always fusing and looking forward to those things that are not even there and thinking that you are miserable because of what you don't have. Meanwhile, you are miserable because of what you don't do with what you already have. That's what God is telling us here. And when by the time you study this, I'm going to break all these things down. We are just reading now. But by the time we break them down, you will discover that, so what God was doing in chapter 1 of Genesis was not too much of creation. No. 2/3 of what he was doing was putting order in place. He will create one thing and make order. And as a result of order, you have 3 products. But he only created one. But you get 3 products thanks to order. So the fact that we have Nigeria that is blessed with all these nationalities and all these languages and all these people groups and all these natural resources is zero and is nothing. I hate to keep on hearing, that we have so much, we are so wealthy, we have so much natural resources, but I don't care. If you don't have management of those things, you don't have anything. What is even more important than what you have is how how you manage. Do you know the process of management and the process of order or not? If you don't know the law of order, and you cannot orderly arrange and put in proper disposition and their proper place, all those things that you have, is as good as having nothing. In fact, it will give you more tragedy, it will bring you more pain at the end of the day than not to have had them. Okay? Genesis 1:6.
And God said, Genesis 1:6. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters.
Pay attention to this. God said, and God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Now, that is creation. Then, and let it divide. That is order. That is management. And let it divide the waters from the waters. That is management. And that is order. And as a result of these 2 instructions, you have 2 additional products from 1. This is the only thing that is created at this point, on this stage. But 2 other products are being produced as a result of placement and proper arrangement. So let's come here. No, don't go. What happened? It's me? Okay, here we are.
Separation and demarcation are instruments of order.
Remember that for life. Remember that for life. Separation and demarcation. Don't forget that. For you to know management, you must understand those 2 words. Demarcation and separation. For you to know management, you must understand those 2 words. Separation and demarcation.
Is it demarcation or demarcation? I think
it's it could be demarcation and demarcation too. Demarcation, Check it in the dictionary.
Yeah,
do you have
because
demarcation?
Demarcation means I checked immediately.
Huh?
It means to unload or to disembark, like from a ship.
That's demarcation.
Yeah,
so it's demarcation.
Demarcation, actually.
Okay, demarcation.
Yeah,
It's M.
Yeah.
Okay, demarcation. Demarcation. So separation and demarcation. Remember those 2 words. Demarcation, separation, and demarcation are instruments of order. Divide and separate. Now, for X, for example, national borders. National borders lead to countries, nations. That is an example of demarcation and separation. Okay, but this is all talking about how God functions. So that's Genesis 1:6. God said, let's show one of those films about the creation. We are going to see one of the films of how, to prove to us that a big part of God's creation is order and management. So it is everything in the world. God is a God of order for real. It's not just statement. It's everything is put in order. In fact, the whole thing that we enjoy today is thanks to order. Okay, let's look at this film. Hello?
Absolutely.
Sorry, we have to start all over again.
Absolutely. Blew my mind.
Can you start from the beginning?
Just a little journey.
Okay, thank you. Now, we will do another one, but before we do it, you see the way everything is put in order. There was a pastor the other day who was talking about tithe, that God paid tithe of the universe, and the universe, the galaxies, and all those kind of, just talking, just trying to mesmerize people. But God is a God of order. If you see this movie, you will see that everything is not doing any discovery. It's just telling us how everything is placed in the universe. And that, God, everything is set in place. God is a God of order. Everything works out of order. In fact, God functions only by order. And if we are his creation, if we are the image and likeness of God, order must be our lifestyle. Can you take the microphone? I want you people who are medical doctors here, two of you to come forward. Are you a medical doctor? Okay. I want to hear put on the light.
Success, any medical doctor.
Prove to me that, I want you to prove to our people who are watching us that our whole body is a system in working in order. That God is a God of order through our digestive system. If something is wrong, prove to me as a medical doctor that digestive system shows that God is a God of order.
Amazing. Wow. Well, let me start with this. That every system in our body, the digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, it has a control center in the brain. So everything gets information from the brain. For example, you don't just feel hungry automatically. It doesn't just happen. And when you are eating, so you don't just feel I'm full just like that. There is a center in your brain that actually communicates to each cell in your body to tell you that, hey, I need food. So that's what brings the hunger stimulation. So there's a site for hunger in your brain that tells you it's time to eat. And also, when you start eating, there is a center in your brain that tells you I am full. So this center in your brain begins to pass they call it signals to the cells in your digestive system. I mean, in your stomach, in your intestine, and in every part of your body that I am full. Not just about hunger and satiety, even in the system, because it all starts from cells. So we have cells that a coalition of cells leads to the tissues, and then tissues leads to the organs, and then the organs make up the system. So even when you are eating, looking at how it starts from the mouth, it's a whole system, because the moment you get any food into your mouth, right from your saliva, the digestion begins. So digestion does not begin when it gets to your stomach. No, right from your saliva, there are salivary enzymes that begins to break your food down from your mouth. And it's microseconds. Oh. It's not like you are, and then you don't spend so much time thinking about the food in your mouth, and then it goes to your esophagus and down to your. Immediately the food gets into your mouth, the salivary glands begin to release saliva that has several enzymes in them that begins to break food down from your mouth. And then it goes from that to your esophagus. In your esophagus, there are things that we refer to as the cilia. So these are things that actually lead to the passage of food down your throat. It doesn't just happen that food just gets in. So there are stuffs that are there that actually lead to the movement of those food bolus from your mouth through your esophagus. All of these things are happening all by themselves. Then it passes through
Perfect order.
Perfect. Then it gets through your esophagus to your stomach, because that's the next organ. Then in your stomach, there is even what we refer to it as a sphincter. So it's like a gateway, not the way we have doors here, that controls what comes in and what goes out. In your stomach, there are sphincters that actually lead to the regulation of food. So it doesn't just come up and that's the reason why we refer to this as gastroesophageal reflux. So now, normally, when food gets to your stomach, because of the acidic content of your stomach, the food should not go back. Because the stomach is acidic, so if food from the stomach goes back into your esophagus, it begins to irritate your esophagus, because your esophagus is alkaline in nature, but it's only the stomach that has that acidic nature. So even God had created the sphincters in such a way that when food gets into your stomach, it should not go back. And so those things are there as barriers. So those are the sphincters. And then in your stomach, there are a lot of enzymes that also work on your food. And then also we have different...
See how complex God's order is. Okay, that is just the digestive system. What about respiratory system?
Well, the same thing also with respiratory system. It all starts from the brain. So there are centers in your brain also that
recognizes oxygen.
Yeah, that recognizes oxygen, and then also tells you, it also regulates the pressure, your lungs too. The expansion of your lungs and then the contraction of your lungs, they are all regulated in such a way that it has its time. It's the pressure that, even, for example, if I get into a place that doesn't have enough oxygen, there is a regulation that I have to hyperventilate. I have to, because I'm trying to get in oxygen into my lungs. And also, that is the reason why people that live in mountains, if you check the configuration of their lungs too, and we that live, it's different. Because everything is done in such perfect order that your respiration, you're breathing in, you're breathing out.
You want to add?
So everything is so intact, actually.
Come. What's your name again?
Regina.
Regina, please come. You are a medical doctor too.
Kind of.
Huh?
Yeah, a halfway, 5th year medical student.
Good.
Okay, the only unique things that I want to add here on digestive system, apart from the sphincters, there's something that is so unique. Like the food, it's only one way. It's only made like the pulsations, peristalsis of the intestines and the esophagus. That one, it's only move. It's like moving like a snake, eh? Only one, but it's only move from esophagus to the large intestines. It never move from intestines to esophagus to the mouth. That's a very unique way, because like food can only go from the mouth downwards. The moment you find it like moving upside down, like opposite, from the intestines back to the esophagus, then something is very, very, very big wrong. That's why the person, that's one can only, once it's okay, it can lead to vomiting. And then you can't just vomit in a normal way, only if you are sick or something, meaning it's now moving, the movement is now moving opposite, from down to up. And now ask yourself, what's making it to move downwards, not up? Is it the gravity, or is there something else that God made it so unique that the food cannot move upwards?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. There is something we call disease, and the basic definition of disease is disorder. That's
Order.
it. Disorder.
Disease?
Any disease is called a disorder.
Sickness.
Any sickness in medicine, we define it as a disorder. So anything.
So when you are healthy, it means you are in order.
You are in order. So
when you are sick,
you have a disorder. Yeah.
So God made everything to work
everything
by order.
Even the way a baby is born, I mean, there are certain diseases that come at different stages of pregnancy. You have ones that come in the first trimester, those that come in the second trimester, and so on. And then when a baby is born, automatically, the most beautiful sound that a doctor hears is when a baby cries. It means the lungs are working, the lungs are opening. There is even a special chemical, or is it an enzyme? Surfactant. It is designed to help the lungs expand and not to stick to each other. So, and even there is a switch from switch of circulation in the uterus. We have different foramens or holes through which blood flows. So blood flows kind of like in reverse, but then when the baby is out, that is supposed to close. Otherwise, we have a condition called patent ductus arteriosus, which means that hole that is supposed to help the baby in the womb to develop properly, if it still continues, it becomes a disorder.
So if the whole of nature and creation is based on order like this, is that not a suggestion to us how communities and societies are supposed to be in perfect order too? Yeah. Because you said sickness, any kind of sickness is disorder. Mm-hmm. So any kind of social ills, abnormality, economic problems, social problems in the society is also as a result of what? Order. Lack of order. It means, therefore, if human body is healthy and not sick, only when it is in order, everybody is perfectly okay. Which means society too, if we could put society in order, which means order, therefore, is supposed to be the number one concern of every society and country. That's why America was doing that. That's why Germany is like that. If you could understand that there is nothing more important in the society than order. Can you remember Lagos that we showed yesterday? The street. So the most number one priority, therefore, in any nation is to provide and make sure that order is in place. I don't know. Am I right?
Yes, yes.
But in our society, it's like order is one thing that nobody ever talks about. Yes. But that is actually the only thing that we need to put in place for progress and for everybody, for the society not to be sick. And that's what we don't have.
And even at that, as we went through Genesis, going through order, I realized that in medicine, you classify diseases. You have
order.
Yeah, you have to order them. Otherwise, you'll be treating the wrong disease. Wow. For example, we have
if
diabetes.
they are not in the right order.
If they are not in the right order. Yeah. Yeah.
International classification of diseases.
Yeah.
That in every country.
Yeah.
You already know.
Yeah, so you have to know the classification in order to have the right treatment. Otherwise, you'll have, and there are also stages. So even in those classifications, there are stages. At this point,
which means societies also must be classified.
Exactly.
Yeah. And societies also must be arranged. So why is it that people don't apply this? Because that's what I've understood with our people in Africa. They go to school, they study their medicine, but they don't apply the principles everywhere else. And this is where God has taught me. I know that life is based on laws and principles. So principles that work in medicine, that's exactly, it means that society too must be based on principles. So if we know that life is based on principles and laws, that is how things are done. You'll be able to apply that everywhere.
I wanted to say that, for me, one of the greatest arguments for the existence of God is actually order.
Order, yes.
I think it is the greatest argument that any, because when the human body is opened up, the way everything is so structured, can only be the work of a perfect architect.
Intelligence.
Perfect. This is amazing. In fact, if I'm to turn myself upside down and I'm chewing food, the food will still not go the other way. I will still digest that food
the
will
right
still
way.
go the right way. It's still going to go the right way. That food will still go. You can imagine that kind of precision, that kind of order. So when I was in medical school, every disease that we were learning was basically something. Whenever something goes just 1 degree out of order, it becomes a disease, an abnormality.
See the importance of order? Now you are seeing the importance of this topic I'm talking about. Can you imagine if order is in primary school, from kindergarten to primary school, secondary school, if we can attain order alone in Nigeria, order alone on the roads, the instructions, every order alone. And do you know, I don't even think anybody in Nigeria is interested in going to study order or law and order university. I don't even think we have courses like law and order in our universities. I don't even think we have degrees like this. And nobody values this like this. Even if you talk about management, it's only business management we have. No social management, no, so community management, no community admin. All those things, they are not even valued. Only doctor and lawyer. We are not applying principle to everything. I just wish people are hearing me today.
Yes.
I just wish you people are hearing me and other people are hearing me too. How I wish we could hear the whole undertoning principle of what I'm talking about.
Yes, it was really that because when I was in school, they would tell to us about this is how the disease began, this is how. But in my own mind, I was picturing that these things that can actually be prevented. So many disorders, many diseases, they are just problems of management.
Of disorder.
And we give so much attention to how the disease came about, to the pathogenesis. We talk about the cures, the use of drugs, instead of the prevention of the diseases. So a lot, in fact, in public health clearly says that about 80% of diseases can actually be prevented just using policies, just using laws. Putting orders in place. If you don't want people to smoke cigarettes, increase the value-added tax, increase the taxation on, make these things expensive. Just basic things like that. So
keep them from smoking. You keep them from diseases.
Yes. So many of those things can be prevented. And then when I got into business school, in which I am right now, they talk a lot about very good topics: budgeting, accounting, management, how to manage an organization, how to increase the morale of your staff and things like that. But everything is just making sense to me right now on why we actually treat all of those topics. Everything they are trying to teach in business school is order.
Just because of, thanks to this topic.
Thanks to this topic.
It's now making everything coming together.
It's not becoming, because I now understand, either we are talking about finances of an organization or we are talking about managing people.
The basis of anything in society is what?
Order.
Budgeting, financing, health, anything. At the root of everything is order. That's why Genesis, even in Genesis, at the story of creation, everybody is thinking it's story of creation. I've never heard anybody say it's a story of order. Creation of order.
Nobody has said that.
I've never heard it before. I am teaching it, but I never heard it before. But it is really the foundation of order. God built everything on order. That's how order is important.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I just want to add again to my fellow colleague what he said. When he was defining that, like if any sickness is a disorder, and then here as we are in the topic of order, something just come across my mind like, okay, if any sickness is a disorder, what's come to my mind is that I just started thinking about the definition of health by the World Organization. Meaning that if a person is sick, then there's a disorder in that person. Things are not in order. And then according to the definitions of World Health Organization, the person is only health, like they said, health. What is, the definition of health by the World Health Organization? They said health, Health. Health, it's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of diseases or infirmity. Meaning that if the person is having if the person is not sick, like everything is in order, and also the social well-being must be in order, the mental of that person must be in order. That's how I understand it. And then it's really making a big sense now.
So, health is order. Social health is social when socially everything is in order. Mental health is when mentally everything is functioning the way they are supposed to function, or when everything is in order.
So, I want to come from the mental health aspect. There are some chemicals in the brain that regulates the activity of the brain, and in fact, the whole nervous system. They are called neurotransmitters. And this is the underlying factor why people are advised against substance abuse. Because every substance you take in contains bits and element of this neurotransmitter. So the idea is that your body is already producing enough. So anyone you're bringing in from outside is causing a disorder. That's why alcohol leads to stupor. Not because your body does not need alcohol, but your body produces exactly the content it needs from rice, from carbohydrates, from bread that you eat. So by the time you are consuming an externally induced alcohol, you get to stupor because now you've caused a disorder, in a disbalance and a disorder in the system. So for example, when you look at, and this comes to mental health, and when you look at things like depression, when you look at schizophrenia, then we are trying to look at what are the causes. Now, most of these things have not really been established, but they point to the disbalance of neurotransmitters. So you mean someone can just go crazy, all because catecholamine. Catecholamine is noradrenaline and adrenaline hormones. Has a problem? So you mean a person can go crazy just because the dopamine has a problem? Just dopamine, or something like the way you drink water and you say you are dehydrated. So just dopamine can make a whole man lose the essence of being a man. Just one, dopamine. So you find out that the way the body has been structured, one thing in the body must not
go out of order.
Must not go out of order. Let me give you an example of using another part of the body now. Do you know what is called the appendix?
Yes.
You will never know the function of your appendix in the body until you have appendicitis. You will never know that thing is there. That's why when doctors suspect appendicitis and they are wrong, what they do is they just remove it once and for all. Why do they remove it? Because if the scar is there and they did not remove it, the next doctor will be thinking it's been removed. So the next doctor will be thinking that this thing has been removed. So if now you now suffer appendicitis in the future, the doctor will not be thinking of appendicitis. So that small thing that actually probably it looks like your body can do without, until the day is out of order, you realize. Now let's go away from that. How many of us? Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
Is it green?
Yes, green. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the function, how pain functions. Pain. Okay. In any part of the body. You realize that the pain on on your foot like this, just on one little toe, the way it can cause you discomfort. Sometimes you even wish that it's your it's your hand that is paining you. Just things must not be out of order. Once it's out of order, you cannot imagine how great the consequences will be. So that's why we always also try to be in order and look at it now. Our lifestyle causes disorder on our health, right? And then disorganize our body. For example, you are eating anyhow. you develop what? Obesity.
Order has been violated.
Yeah, you violated order, so you develop obesity. From obesity, you now start the risk of high blood pressure. From there, you stand the risk of diabetes mellitus. You know? So just
please, I want to appeal to everybody that is watching now. Please, let's go and share this message. Do you think this message needs to go all over to Nigerian society, that order? Do you see the American society, the way they teach and put order in everything? That development is not by accident. If this lesson alone, if this is the only thing I could bring to my world and generation and to Africans, that order is the most important need. Not even money, not even oil. But Nigeria will be talking about natural resources. We have so much oil. We have to get this. Biafra will say, oh, you are not giving us oil enough. Oh, South Side will say, oh, we didn't get percentage. What happens to resources when order is lacking?
It becomes a cause.
It becomes a cause.
That's why even now, America knows so well about order that data has become the biggest resource.
Yeah, it's the biggest wealth. That's why Facebook and all those things, they are more influential than government, because they control more data than the government of a nation.
Because it just comes from the order of codes, getting things in place. Even right now, all of us know about cryptocurrency, right? Yeah. It's the next order. But where is it coming from? Just the order of some cryptographs.
Yeah. Data.
So America has the highest reserve. In fact, not just reserve in terms of what they are buying. In their gulfs, their rivers, there is a huge deposit of mineral resources there. Yeah. But wise nations now know that it's not about the resource, it's about the order.
Yeah.
So they have plans, and that's why they have plans for the next 30 years. Dubai recently unveiled a smart city. They unveiled 2000, was it 85 or so? What they want, the new prince, what they want to. So they have plans for the next coming year.
Plans are order.
You will find out that America has plans for Nigeria for the next 50 years that we don't even have for ourselves.
Yeah.
They know what they want to do with us in the next 50 years, and we don't even know that for ourselves. So for me, I align myself really with what Pastor Sunday is saying. When we get order, when we begin to engage the principle of order, then we'll see that the small resource that you have is enough. My mom used to say something when I was younger, because I was quite careless, I lose things. So she would tell me, you know what, Victor, you should always have things in addition to what you've had. So she always told me to take care of this one thing that I have, so that when I have the next one, it will now be true. So how did I apply that, sir? When I was in first year, I had, apart from the normal shoe I wear to, because after I moved from the city I was and the Nigerian shoes, I left it there. So by the time I came, I started a new life. I had just one good church shoe and one blue shoe like this. In fact, when you see that shoe from 20 meters, you already know it's me. That shoe, if I leave that shoe in my hostel and I go barefooted, it will trace me to where I'm going to. That shoe was just me. So I had just that one. But because of what I learned from my mom, I used that one and I got one more. And I began to use it interchangeably. And little by little, I was buying one more shoe, using them, and they are still in good condition. So when you go to my closet now, not for the boasting of having materialism, but you will see shoes of 8 years old, of 8 years, that are still in good conditions. So when I buy one more today, it's like I have 15. So in a whole year, I may not buy more than 2 shoes, but that makes it 16. Just because I'm able to use my shoe well. I know he's looking at this one. So when you look at this one, I've had it for, it's my rugged shoe. So I've had it for 3 years going now. So it's able to go through the rough places for me. So because I know how to use what to wear, I will not be wearing the flat shoe those ones that are a little suede in nature.
Anyway, just order. So everything is about order. If we are able to put things in order, yes, sir, things will be perfect. Things will be healthy. Society will be healthy. We are only having 20 minutes to go, and I want to listen to the practical assessment of what you people have learned. You know how we do it. If you don't stand up, if you don't come forward, you'll be made to stand up. So let's hear, we'll continue the lesson in the evening, but let's hear the practical feedback from all of you of what you gain or what you discover in this class. Please come forward. I don't think we need the light. Do we need the light?
Wow,
this is... Put the light off. Yeah.
So this is really mind-blowing, really. Actually, the most significant thing to me right now, even though, I don't know, it's just like a light bulb moment, that actually the absence of disease, when you are healthy, what makes us healthy is when it's order. When
everything functions in their place.
When everything functions in its own place. So we as individuals, if there's something that is wrong, or if something is not in order, it's out of order, then we are not healthy. And that goes to actually our community, society as well. If there's no order in society, that means we are in disorder. There is disorderliness.
We are sick.
We are sick.
The society is sick.
So that's what I've taken from this.
Okay, next one.
Lecture,
next person.
Actually.
Welcome. You are the one who is in love with order.
Thank you, sir.
And you missed yesterday.
No, I was told to come today, to start today.
Yeah, I said you missed yesterday.
Yes, sir. Like I was told to.
I said you missed yesterday.
I didn't miss, sir. I watched it on the YouTube.
Come here.
Like the teaching has been so. I didn't expect it this way. It's so broad and so mind blowing.
Amen.
I will start by saying that, like what this lady started with, that every man is created with the spirit of order. From childhood is like inbuilt into every human's body. Like myself, for example, now from my childhood, I know that there are some things my parents didn't teach me, but I was the one managing the house without it teaching me. At time before they wake up in the morning,
so order is in our nature.
Yes.
You agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that. For myself, I have experienced that as a child. Before they wake up in the morning, at times I will put everything in order before they will wake up, and they'll be greeting me. And apart from that, when again, for us to really live a life of order, we need external,
Anything you people are going to be saying, I want you people to apply them to Nigeria and Africa. I'm Nigeria freak now, so we have to see at the application of all these teachings. Because somebody just told me, don't just talk about the problem, talk about the solution. I thought I was talking about solution. I didn't know I was just talking about problem. So let's always apply these things to our situation.
Yeah, so as humans, we need external bodies to enforce,
like
these
Germany.
laws. Yeah, we need it. Like, for example, now, my mother...
Can you live in Germany?
Of course, like me, I like to stay in a place where they are implementing order. Like my mom, if she asks me to cook, and no matter how the food might taste like nice, if I do not clean up the kitchen after cooking, that my work is like nothing. She would say, you don't do it. She will condemn my work entirely. That's an external force that was helping me. And my dad, his own, is even if you are able to eat probably around 8, and you say you want to keep the plate till tomorrow you wash, you say no. So far as you have the strength to eat that food that time, go and wash it. So we need external forces to really shaping us. So
the nation too must use force.
Yes, institutions to really force us to do something, because the human spirit has this, disobedient kind of life. But
it's just like Nigeria. Anybody remember Nigeria last year? Nigeria was boiling because of what they call it, Biafra. But when external force came, now it's like it's never even happened. Everything is just quiet. You see, order needs enforcement.
Yeah, and like the other area I want to point out is that, one of the sources of order I think is priority. Like for example, now if like this European have discovered that they have human beings as the number one priority, and for them to maintain these people that they value so much as their number one priority, they set things in order for them. They implement laws. They make things easier for them. Enforce like laws and all that to ensure that they live a beautiful life. But like if you take for example, like in our part of the world, I discovered like from my own seeing, I feel human is at probably second. Let me say second, and like stomach is first. If you have stomach as your basis of living, that means you can do anything to make sure you are okay without minding the person behind. Yes. So
I will not say it's stomach. I will say maybe greed, money,
wealth, or riches. I just put it stomach because that's where it will still end.
Stomach infrastructure.
Yeah, so if they set things in order, I think it will like.
Okay, who is
put
the
in
next
mind.
person?
Yeah.
So these classes today, what was it doing to you? What are your decisions and conclusions?
Yeah, I'm going back from what you said on priority. I was just thinking, I've never thought about order from the book of Genesis that you read. Like you said, we've always seen it just as a creation story. And it just goes to show that God's priority is order. Everything God did, God started with order. And that should be our priority. That's the foundation. And one other thing I got from all the medical doctors that spoke is that there is order, there is principle in everything in nature. And we should begin to look at nature as our teacher, learn from nature, and start to implement it in our lives and in our society.
What could Nigeria do using this principle alone? Or what could Nigeria become using just this principle?
Like you said in one of your books, Nigeria can actually become the greatest nation.
Now you are believing.
Yeah.
At least I got the believer. So you mean?
Honestly.
Tell me about it. Where is
because the reason because
most people, even people on DSA platform, they think I just use the title just to sell book, or I'm just just a title, but you just call it like that. Right? In fact, people are not buying this book because they don't believe it. Yeah. People are refusing to buy the book because they think, but that's not possible now.
Yeah.
But do you really believe it, or you just said it?
Sir, I believe it, honestly.
Because if you know the principles,
it's just like...
If you know laws, if anything, life is based on, I don't know how to, maybe I should cut myself and divide it for everyone. If you know that life is based on principles, if anybody ever did anything, if you master the ways and the principles and the laws behind that person doing that thing, just like we talk about Germany now, and all these principles, if we will dedicate ourselves to observing the laws and principles, there is no way we will not create another Germany like that, or another US like that. You see all the rules. Now tell me why you say even this thing is possible.
Yeah, the reason why I said that is because God is the creator of principles. He's the creator of law. He's the creator of order. He's the one who brought order. And what you are teaching us is actually kingdom values. So it's the values that is in the kingdom of heaven that you're trying to bring on earth. Now, look at the population of Christians alone in Nigeria. Now, let's leave every other faith, every other religion. Let's just say that every Christian in Nigeria imbibes this, what we are learning, imbibes this.
And I'm sure there will be Muslims who will imbibe it too. Muslims will be imbibed it too. In fact, even Muslims might be faster in imbibing some of these things.
It will transform.
Because they have Genesis too in their Quran.
Yeah. It will honestly, just imagine the impact that you as a person, as an individual, is making in this world
already.
Imagine if we have 100 or 200 or 1,000 of DSA in Nigeria, what will happen? So that's why it's so
okay,
glaring.
What about if I say Nigeria economy can overtake American economy?
Sir, it is.
People don't buy this one too, because they are saying Pastor Sunday he has just lost. I think they think I've lost my mind. But you being in HMT now and hearing these things and feeling it.
And just the second day.
Don't you? It is just the second day. I'm not even the second day. Something I've not even finished it. We are only about 20 or 30% in the second day's class. We have not even finished it. And by the time I finish, I have 16 sessions that I'm going to do with you. By the time I finish, you'll be thinking it's so easy. In fact, everything is so easy. But right now, when I'm talking about it and I wrote book, people are not even, in fact, they are buying other books, but these ones, nobody is even picking them up. But now, even you are now not even me saying it again. Because this thing I'm just saying now, this is just one principle that I'm not even written in these ones. Even in these books, this principle I'm talking about is not even included. In this book, there are other principles why I said we can overtake America and become the greatest country. Not even talking about this one yet. This one, I'm not even seeing it as a principle. This one is just elementary for me. Order. This principle I'm teaching you of order now, for me, it's so elementary. It's even a shame for me that I'm talking about. For me, it is like saying you are telling somebody, you go and wash your teeth. That's what this is like for me. It's so elementary for me. I don't even think I should be talking about it. But I'm forced to talk about it because I discover, people don't know this thing though.
We don't at all.
And this is so elementary and basic that even if we apply this one alone, but apart from this, I still have many other principles that I know we can use to fix Nigeria. This is just the basic, elementary, the foundation for me. Make it continue.
Yeah, I'm really convinced.
But even you are now convinced that Nigeria can be fixed.
I'm convinced, and I'll say saying that it is possible is actually an understatement. I don't know. It will be just natural. It will be just natural if we can actually just take these things and run with it. Like DSA has taught us that if anybody can do anything, then it means it is possible. Like the story of the 4-minute mile? For so many years, nobody could run a mile under 4 minutes until somebody broke that record. And ever since then, people have been breaking it. Like in sprint, for example, there was a time where nobody had ever run below 10 seconds, 100 meters in below 10 seconds. That was just the bar until somebody broke it. And today we've seen people break record and over and over again. So if DSA has brought the kingdom values in Ukraine and has affected the whole of Europe, and God did it with him, he's telling us that we can also do it. We can also do it. And he's pouring out his life into us. So if we take those things that he has learned and we can run with it with the same passion and with the same faith and commitment, tenacity that he's teaching us, the intensity, there's no way Nigeria will not change. There is no way. So I honestly believe that it's possible in our lifetime.
Look at that rubbish that we were talking about Lagos yesterday. And somebody was coming online to say that we shouldn't bash Lagos. We shouldn't put Nigeria down. That these things are not really as bad as we are trying to make. But a woman cooking,
so people are living in a dream world.
A woman cooking right in the middle of the road. You are telling me I'm bashing? Am I the one who put her there? We are seeing real life pictures, and you are telling me I'm the one who is at fault. Because I know order. I know that one little thing, order, can fix everything. That's why I'm the one to blame. Just because I know how things are supposed to function. And I show you Los Angeles, so that has more people. How everything is working. Eh? Mike? It's time? Okay, make you finish.
No, I've just said it because I just believe that honestly it's possible that when we leave HMT, we should leave here with a different mindset. Because
the only problem I have, I will tell you, is that I cannot get Nigerian people to listen to me. That's my only problem. Because even if the government doesn't listen, let them not listen. But if I could get the people, to listen to what the value systems that I'm proposing and I'm talking about, even that one is enough to make something change. But if I will get the government to listen and to apply the things I'm talking about, you will see that we can build a new country. That's why I'm talking about me going to Africa, because I know strategies and tactics to use to get the government to listen. And I also know what to do to get people to listen. That's why I'm who I am. I know how to do it, believe me. And one day, if you want, we'll talk about it too. How to make why I'm sure that the government will listen to me. And why even they don't want to listen, I know how to compel them to listen. I'm an expert in this. And I know also what to do to make the people listen to me. And I know how to do to compel them to listen to me too. So, but I need to, that's why I'm saying when the time comes, what I'm just doing now is just the groundwork. But you people are the first fruits. Because you are learning that, so there are solutions. Everything comes from the invisible world. Ideas. And you are getting ideas now. Wow.
I think that's, lastly, I think that's where we come in as disciples. Because it's just the principle that Jesus Christ laid for us. He poured his life into 12, and the 12 went out to transform the world. So I think that's where we come in as disciples of DSA. The values and the teachings we are getting, if we can believe in it and go out there and replicate, there's no way things will change.
Maybe somebody can speak. We still have 4 minutes.
It's actually a very sad day for me because all the things that we've been taught from being in Egypt before we started looking for the promised land, it's always about me, I, myself. When you were talking about the book about Nigeria, I'm not gonna lie, I've not even touched one. I wouldn't even buy it. But listen,
not be you alone. Nobody they buy.
It's not just. I'm just saying the truth. That's why I'm saying it. Because if I want to go and buy DSA's book, even Money Will Make You Rich. Why people bought it was because they were hearing the explanation of what is inside. But from the outside, they are not sure if they should read it because he's saying, who is saying money will make somebody rich again? How can somebody say money will make somebody rich? Don't be money everybody they look for. We are all looking for money. And then somebody is now writing and saying money will make you rich. I don't want to read that kind of. But by the time you begin to explain to the person that it is to teach you how to start saving your money, say, what's the name of that book again? Now they want to read it because they have heard that this is how to save your money and then how to multiply it and how to invest it. And where is the book? I know how many times I've said to people, there's a book called Money Will Make You Rich. The guy said, which kind of topic be that one? If money will make you rich, what are we doing in Europe? What are we doing in Europe? And I said to him, what the book is all about is to teach you how to multiply money. He said multiplication. Multiply. Are you serious? Where I go buy them? And that's how so many people that they don't even when I share it on Facebook, they don't follow. But some of them have bought this book. They are reading it, and they are saying, "Man, that man they make sense. So that thing where that man they talk makes sense." But still, they don't want to be friends with the man. But what he's giving to them is making sense.
But the Nigerian book, why are they neglecting it? I said Nigeria can become great country. Nobody is thinking.
Because nobody believes Nigeria will be great again. I'm being honest. We don't believe, even though you are saying it, even though you are writing about it, we don't believe. Until now that you're talking about law and order, that even my own mindset is changing, that it's like, this thing is true. So we grew up in a place where the only thing you are thinking, you are looking
it's
for
about yourself.
It's about yourself. When you see a book that is saying this is how to make money, everybody wants to buy that book. This is the route to take, and if you follow this route, you will make money. Everybody wants that particular one. But when you're talking about things that will benefit others, things that will benefit us as a society, things that will benefit every one of us, nobody is looking for it. So it's a new thing for me today. This other thing, I've never understood order to be this way until today. So I'm really grateful for what I've received today.
Do you think this principle of order can help Nigeria?
If this principle can be applied in Nigeria, Nigeria will even be better than Germany.
Yeah.
It will even be better than the America.
Of course.
It will be better than so many places because
and
you can project and see it now.
Denise, you wanted to say something? Okay, he has said it. Okay. I think I have to come back. Yeah, come back. Come and take the thing. I think I have to come back in the evening to continue because this discussion, I don't think I even have to worry myself. You just continue listening to this class to the end. By the time we have finished 1 week with you, I think you will even discover who DSA is. Because many people just don't know who you are dealing with. Because by the time you are through, you will discover that, any country can be fixed, not just Nigeria. Ghana can be fixed, Namibia can be fixed, South Africa can be fixed, any country can be fixed. No wonder, there is no rocket science with what Europeans have done. If they have done it before, in fact, it's even easier now for us. Because if anybody has done anything before, then any other person can do it. If you will duplicate, first of all, study the principles that they have used to do it, duplicate it, and do it better than they have done, then you'll be better than them. But you have to pay the price of knowledge, of knowing what they have done, and knowing the principles, and then the price of discipline to be able to do it. But the problem I have with Africans is that we just come to Europe to enjoy what Europeans have built. Nobody is bothering themselves to find out. But me, I am not interested in just enjoy. I want to get to the root bottom of the thing. And now I'm the one teaching Europeans how to do it. When I go to Germany, I teach Germans how their country is built. They don't even know how their country is built and why their country functions like that. When I go to Switzerland, I told them why Switzerland is like that, why it became like that, how it was built. Well, they don't even know. When I go to Holland, I explain to them why their country is like that, how it's built. They don't even know it. That's how human, not just Nigerians are like that. Everybody, they don't even know why. Even Americans, they don't even know that they have films like that. They didn't even know that is the reason why their country is like that. White Americans, all of them, they are now buying my books to study why their country is. That's why I said we can fix Nigeria. But we first of all have to teach the principles, let you know what are things that are responsible for this, and then we have to pay the price. That is the biggest part. We all have to pay the price to abide by this and do this. I will see you in a few hours' time, guys. Make sure you rest during the day. Make sure you rest during the break, because it's going to be a long evening waiting for you. They will give you some break in the afternoon. Make sure you find at least 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes to rest. Because if you don't, you are going to suffer in the evening. So take care of yourself. Thank you, guys.
Let's put our hands together. Yes, sir. Okay. So it is break time. We finished. Can you please, so that I will say bye to our Facebook friends. So we've come to the end of the morning section. We're going to break, and we're coming back at, is it 2:30? 2:30. Okay, so our friends on Facebook, we are going to see you at 2:30 p.m. So thank you for staying with us, and see you. Bye.